Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope we're all doing fantastically well. Oh, hang on a minute. I think I'm on the wrong stream. Um, yeah. Give me a minute. There we go. I think we're all locked in now. Yeah. Hope you're all doing okay, guys. As always, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the live session. I gotta get the music on. If you guys just give me a minute. Oh, that looked like a nice. No copyright lo-fi. Praise the Lord. Okay. Let's have a look and see. You can hear that. I think you can hear that. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, then I gotta reduce this. And here we go. Locked in, baby. Here we go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We got an amazing session. So one of my subscribers had actually, well, not so much requested, but this is for one of my subs, right? Taking advantage of the email, had some chats with me, and we're gonna focus the education today around that. But before we do that, let's just quickly double check, as always, go over the charts. I can show you what we're looking at for the day, okay? So I can actually make some fresh notes, because as always, it's always a bit mucky when you come to the stream, because I got so many notes flying around everywhere. But let's go. So first thing we're going to be doing is marking out our key levels. We can see that on gold, the 4 hour is consolidating, right? We can see that the 4 hour is consolidating. I've still got my trend defining point, and I just need to go. Oh, hang on. I just need to go and plug my laptop in because it's going to die. 1 sec. Okay, where is it? Oh. This is a nice playlist. I'm already liking this music. It's getting me like a little bit pumped up. I don't listen to secular music no more, but I do enjoy instrumentals. Really love instrumental music, like classical music, beats, like lo-fi. I don't really like words, because when I'm gonna tell you a story in a minute once I go over this analysis about that. But carrying on. 4 hour key level, done. So simply, why did I draw this key level? Well, clearly, look, we got this high. We can see that's a clear key level, right? Do the same thing when we get consolidations. Let me give you a little tip, okay? When we have consolidations, you're always going to get two types of consolidations: what I call the minor consolidation, right, and the major consolidation. So this is a minor consolidation when price is just like really small, just kind of doing this. Maybe have like something like this, right? You can see it's just top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom. Then you got your major consolidation, which will look something like this, right? Where you might have, you know, like on the 4 hour, if it's really big, you might have something like this. Yeah? Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, hang on. Right? So you get these levels within levels. It's not clear cut. When you have a major consolidation, in my opinion, when I do my analysis, it's always important to mark out other key levels, not just your tops and bottoms. What do I mean by this? When we get these, when we're at a high, we're expecting price to be going down. Okay, price, in my opinion, from what I've seen, when we're in a consolidation, doesn't really react to retest levels. Okay, what is a retest level? When price breaks above or below and comes back for a retest like this. Okay, so when we're in trends, when we're in consolidations, I don't really, like, if price is coming down by here, I'm not really expecting it to be reacting to that retest level, right? But I will, if it's going down, I will be marking the lows, because the lows, right, are levels where price could bounce from. So mark out the low, mark out the low because we're going down. Likewise, if we were going up, guess what we would do, right? If we were starting from down here, let's say, for example, price comes all the way down by here, right? And we're starting up by here now. Mark out the highs. Mark out the highs. Because as we're traveling up, we could hit these ceilings, right? We could hit these ceilings. We don't know what could happen. Okay? So that's why I've marked those key levels out by there. Okay? Very, very simple. Very simple. Okay. On the 1 hour, what are we looking at though? Well, funny enough, even when we're in consolidations, we can see potentially that price could always, at some point, is going to break out. And we can sometimes see those signs. We don't know if it's guaranteed going to happen, but this is kind of looking like it, right? You know, we got these, you know, this trend forming on the 1 hour. Price could indeed just spunk up, but look what it did by here. It got to this, you know, the 4 hour key level, and it just dropped massively. So there's no telling what could do. So what do we do over here? We just go over the key levels and we just find the evidence. So because I'm saying to myself that price could break out, of course, I'm going to look for some 15-minute buys. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it's just a fact. I can't take any buys from here. Okay, this is my normal model, my trend defining point model. If you don't know what that is, I will literally quickly draw it out for you. That's it right there. Okay, so price will make a higher high. It'll come back to retest the trend defining point and boom, and ping off like that. Because price has already pinged off, okay, I'm not going to be taking any trades there, right? We can see. If I was, say, for example, if I was by here on the 545 candle, then sure, but it's already pushed off. It's not looking poised anymore. It's already pushed off. So therefore, it's too late for me to get into the trade, okay? So I'm basically going to be looking for sells. If I look for sells, then I'm going to be taking out my profits by here. Okay, this is the level I'm going to be taking out my profits, right? Hopefully I can get a 1 to 4 there, but if I can't get a 1 to 2, I won't take the trade, but it's very unlikely. So what I'm looking for is something like this, okay, right? Or price to come up, right, below this high, make a lower high, take my trade, and ride it all the way down. Okay, so I'm basically, yo, this playlist is fire, bro. What? This is amazing. Oh, that's why the music's so bloody loud, because the volume's up. I was like, why is it so bleeding loud? Might need to turn up on the stream a little bit. I think that's probably a bit better. But also in like manner, right, if I get the lower high, I could also enter on the higher low, because price could be forming a trend within a trend. So could take a trade by there, could take a trade by there, and also I can be taking a trade by here. If I don't get any of that, I'll most likely get this entry by there. Yeah. Now what could also happen? Well, we can also take exhaustions, but at the moment I'm not worried about that. I go every hour or every hour or so. I just look at the market and say, okay, what's it looking like now? Okay, what's the 1 hour looking like now? Okay, what's it looking like now? What's it looking like now, to build up that picture? All right. So that's the analysis done. Looking for sells. We need to find the evidence. We make some notes. Buys. Take the higher high, break and retest, or find new structure. Very simple, very simple. Very, very simple. And before we go into the lesson, I want to just have a little bit of brekkie, my little breakfast. Yeah, and then once we've done that, we are going to go over finding the daily bias, and then we're going to go over starting out in Ezekiel. So very exciting. Yeah. As always, let's do the WhatsApp show. Can I rename the stream? Can I do that? Hang on. Right. Now let's see if I'm able to. Okay. I don't think I can. My channel. Or let's maybe go by here. No, I'd have to end the stream and start it again. But it's alright. Yeah, can I change? I probably can change the name. Hang on, let me just Google it. Oh. Oh, we can edit the title after the stream's ended. Okay. I guess it's not too... I want to just put on how to find daily bias. Yeah, I guess it's not too much of a big deal. I guess people understand the message anyway. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it? Finding daily bias, how to find the daily bias. Well, we can just kind of skim over it a little bit right now. Tell you what, because I got some time before any kind of trade develops, let's play a game of chess. I haven't played chess with you guys for a while, so let's do that while I have my breakfast and the market's not really doing anything. We're just playing the exact same game. Alright. That was dumb. Or maybe it wasn't. It's mating too. It's mating too. Yo, I didn't realize how good cottage cheese is. What on earth? Mmm. Beautiful. Thank you, my lord, for blessing me with a beautiful, beautiful breakfast. Alright, it's over. Oh, pardon me. What is this blood clot doing? I don't think he realizes what he's done. Okay, now it's mating too. Pardon me. Drink this coffee. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Whoever was in the jungle all those years ago, they must have just smelt the beautiful aroma of coffee. And they decided just to put it into some fire, and then they made some drink out of it. Amazing. Oh my gosh, why is this guy being so annoying, dude? Yeah, go on, do it. Move your queen there, please, go on, do it. Because this guy's just begging for it, he just wants to be just... Oh, there we go. Okay. Nice. This queen's dead. The queen's dead. Oh no, oh no. I gave it up. Oh no, it's okay. He's not going to see it. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Yeah, low-key, the game's over. Oh my gosh, okay. Okie dokie. Thank you, buddy. I got a free rook. It's okay. Yeah, let's take the trading. I'm not doing that. Can't be bothered even going past that. Right then. Let me put this to one side, my plate. Where did I leave this? Right, I gotta get a new candle too. Okay. Alright then. What we'll do is give it like 15 more minutes or so. In that time, you can join me in finishing off Lamentations. Yeah. So it's only a short book, and it's just speaking about the how Judah and Jerusalem, have been taken away, and it's like, I don't think Jeremiah's handling it very well. Let's put it that way. Okay, so we'll read it for 5 more minutes. How has the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. Hang on. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom. Okay, so maybe not the sin was worse, but the punishment's worse. Maybe he's just a lot angrier. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Oh yeah. So basically saying that it's better to die by the sword, because if you're hungry, you're going to just be like in pain, wanting food, and you just, they're really skinny. Because look, their skin cleaveth to their bones, it is withered, it has become like a stick. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord hath accomplished his fury. He hath poured out his fierce anger, and hath kindled a fire in Zion, and he hath devoured the foundations thereof. Okay, so by the way, we're going to just read this, and then we're going to go back to the charts. Just because nothing's really happening right now. Hang on. So the Lord has accomplished his fury. He has poured out his fierce anger, hath kindled a fire in Zion, and it hath devoured the foundations thereof. So he's done what he wanted to do. He spoke in Jeremiah. He was going to just lay waste. He was going to allow Jerusalem and Israel to just become a wasteland, right? For the sins of her prophets, the kings of the earth and all the inhabitants of the world would not have believed that the adversary and the enemy should have entered into the gates of Jerusalem. For the sins of her prophets and the iniquities of her priests that have shed the blood of the just in the midst of her, right? So even this, the prophets were doing evil stuff. Imagine they were prophets. It's like me walking outside and being like, yeah, I'm a prophet. God told me to, we're all going to be fine. We're all going to be fine. And then God was like, I never raised you up. I never spoke to you. Get out of here. All right. They have wandered as blind men in the streets. They have polluted themselves with blood, so that men could not touch their garments. They cried unto them, Depart ye, it is unclean. Depart, depart, touch not. When they fled away and wandered, they said among the heathen, They shall no more sojourn there. The anger of the Lord hath divided them. He will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests. They favoured not the elders. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. So they've just been waiting, their eyes failed them. We haven't seen anyone. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. By the way, guys, when the Babylonians and the Chaldeans came, it wasn't nice for these people. Let me tell you that now. It wasn't nice for them. They were literally, God was saying, they're going to come into your city, smash you up. And for all of you that are going to be like wanting to run away, there's going to be people out there waiting for you. So it wasn't nice. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They persuaded us upon the mountain. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. Okay, I don't really get that. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So, Zion and so Jerusalem and Israel is finished. Like, the punishment is all done. But Edom is next. So we'll go on to that in a moment. And once we've done that, we're going to be it's only 20 verses or so. And then we can read Ezekiel. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. Right then. So finding daily bias. So as always, as always, this is going to be an educational session in which I'm going to be speaking in the midst of my trading. So I may have to pause the education, fiddle around with the charts, do whatever, etc., etc. But something that really helped me find daily bias was not so much just focusing on structure, but specifically focusing on 4-hour structure, right? I used to be a 1 hour and 5 minute trader. That was like the time frames I just preferred. And in order to find daily bias, we have to sort of think about things at a very, very sort of simple level, because when we break things down at a really simple level, we can then go on to, I don't even know how to word it. It's just making things simple for us, right? It's just about making things simple for us. So when we break it down simply, why are we placing trades, right? What is the reason that we're placing trades? Are you placing a trade by here at this level because you want to lose money? So you're going to expect it to go against you. So you're going to sell by here, right? When you think price is going to rise? Obviously not. You're going to be, for example, selling by here because you're expecting price to go down. Okay. You would be taking a buy up by here. Let's say come for a break and retest, right? This is our pattern that we trade. You're going to take a position by here because you're expecting price to rise. Okay. You could be trading a consolidation like this. Price could be in the middle of a consolidation going up and down, up and down, up and down. You're going to take a sell by here. Why? Because you're expecting price to go down. So do you get the gist of what I'm basically saying? You're always placing a trade because you're expecting price to move somewhere. Okay? You're always expecting price to move somewhere. So therefore, by definition, we want to be able to move where price is moving, right? So how on earth are we going to be able to be on the right side of the market? Well, let's just take into consideration a few things, okay? What are some things that could influence the the direction of price? I'm not talking about, long-term trends. I'm not talking about where price is going to be in the next 6 months, 3 months, 2 weeks. I'm talking about today, immediately. What are some things that could influence the direction of price? And let's just keep it simple. Even though I'm looking at the 15-minute, let's just keep it very simple, and let's just think about a few things that could influence, price movement, shall we say. I'll give you a little minute to think about some stuff, maybe write some stuff down, maybe like for 5 minutes or so. And then once you've written all that down, I'll come and give you all of my answers and you can compare them. And don't worry, if you've got nothing of what I've written, don't worry about it. That's what I'm here for. I need you to think though. I need you to think, okay? Because when you think about your own problems, even if you can't work it out, okay, it's better to think about it, get stuck on an answer, have it revealed to you, so that therefore the brain, that it's like oil getting put into the engine, and then it starts moving more and more, And then what happens is your vision gets a bit clearer. You can start to think out things for yourself a bit more. But don't worry if you haven't got the answers. It's okay. So yeah, about 5 minutes or so. Lord, give me a spirit of, what's the opposite of tiredness? Give me a spirit of energy. Okay, as you're thinking about this, I just want you to kind of be like, keep it really simple, you know, don't think too much, but just anything that could influence the direction of price. You might be sat here like, I don't know what to write, or I've written everything. It's okay, give you a few more minutes, maybe just 2 more minutes. In that case, whilst you're thinking, I'll have another game of chess. But I'm going to do, I'm not going to, I don't want to do, oh damn it, abort, I don't want to do 10 minutes. Let's do 3 minutes. Hang on. There we go. That's better. Be a bit quicker. All right. Okay. This game's going to be over very soon. Oh, that's it, yeah. It's fine. Okay. See what happens. No. Okay. It's alright, we're done. Yeah. Okay, so what could influence, okay, so let's go through the list, right? Trends. Okay. Now you might say, oh, well, I wasn't thinking too much about that. I was like, what could happen in the day where price could, you know, where the direction could get influenced? Sure. Or maybe you're not saying that. Maybe you have put trends. Fantastic. But trends, it's really, really important. Okay. The reason why trends is so important, because you just have to understand a really, really simple truth about trading. When price is trending, expect higher highs, higher lows to be formed. When price is trending downwards, expect lower lows and lower highs to be formed. Sometimes you get this manipulation, and that's okay. So trends, okay? What other things? I guess we should probably maybe put some, other things in here as well, but kind of like why it's important, or maybe, tell you what, let's just stick with trends and then we'll go down the list and then we'll just sort of work it individually, okay? Key levels, okay? And then we're going to put structure forming, right? So what I mean by structure forming is like this, okay? Let's say, oh, hang on. Yeah, there we go. Let's say you're in an uptrend and then you see something like this, okay? It's not guarantee, but it's an indication. And we'll go into that. Oh, my bleeding neck. Okay. Trends, key levels, structure forming, breaks of structure. Okay. So breakouts, or, breaks of structure to signify the changing of a trend. And then we're going to also put wick rejections. All right. So there's probably more to this list, but in my opinion, this is the most important thing when we're thinking about direction. Okay. When we're thinking about direction, I guess we could have momentum candles, right? Where you could see like a big, massive, fat candle, but that's not so much like daily bias. But we'll just put that in there in case you want to have like an addition to this, session. You want to have something you can, something else you can add. Just sort of chuck in there. Okay. So yeah, trends, key levels, structure forming, breaks of structure, wick rejections, momentum candles. Okay, we're gonna kind of focus on 1 to 5, and then we'll just talk a little bit about number 6 later on. Okay, so let's save this somewhere. Okay, let's save this somewhere, and then we can talk about why each of them are really important. Okay, so you've probably got a picture of that, or you've written it down. I'll give you a second just to do that. Maybe I'm feeling tired because I ate food. I think so. Do you know, I really miss, like the other weeks I was doing my streaming, I was having yogurt. Yeah, Greek yogurt with frozen berries. Let me tell you, delicious. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it. I didn't feel tired like this, bro. I ate that Rice Krispies and that bread. Now I'm just like sinking, bro. Okay, let's go into it then. Okay, so we're gonna delete this. Okay, and we're gonna start off with trends. Okay, why is trends so important? Well, we did speak about it, but you have to understand, right? Whenever price is trending, price is more likely to go in this direction. Okay, price is more likely to go into this direction. I guess what this whole thing is, thing is that I've talked about, with all of this. Do you know what this all comes under? The umbrella that this all comes under? It's going to be a really bad umbrella now. Do you know what this encompasses, this whole thing? Do you know what we're really looking at? It's price action. That's what we're looking at, really. That's like everything, Price action is basically using the information from the chart to be able to make decisions and read where price is going. That's basically what it is. It's very, very simple stuff. But I also want to put in here, I want to put in there another one. Oops, daisy. Okay. I'm going to put overextensions. Okay. Maybe I'm putting like a lot in now, but it'll all make sense. At the end of it, it'll all make sense. Okay. So the first thing that you really wanted to pay attention to is basically looking at trends. Okay. Understanding how they move, understanding how they work. Okay. But you're never going to find it looking as pretty and as neat as this. Okay. So the first thing that you want to basically do is be able to understand where are your trend defining points. Okay, so when price makes a new higher high, where's that trend defining point? Okay, it always changes after a new higher high is made. So if we start from the bottom by here, okay, and we ignore everything to the right, when we see this high by here, when we see this high and it gets broken like this, the trend defining point is the lowest higher low that formed that higher high. That might sound like a bit of a mouthful, but trust me, it all makes sense. Okay, when we have this new higher high, when price breaks it, it's the lowest higher low that formed it. We've got this higher high. When something breaks it, it's the lowest higher low that formed it. Okay, notice what I said, that formed it. Okay, these didn't form that higher high, this formed that higher high. Okay, because what you're going to find is this, right? More often than not, you're going to find situations like this. Okay, so how do you find the trend defining point there? You just got to start off with that exercise. Just do the lowest higher low that caused that higher high. Okay, new higher high, the lowest higher low that caused that higher high. And for a downtrend, it's the highest lower high. Did I say lower? Did I say? Oh, I'm gonna start again, because it's just even saying all that gets me a little bit, confuzzled. So in uptrends, it's the lowest higher low. In downtrends, it's the highest lower high. Okay, so you find where that lower low is made. This is the lower low, by the way. Sorry, the low, and then there's the lower low. You go up, there it is. There's the highest lower high. So you got to mark out these levels. Okay, a new higher high is made. Where's the lowest higher low that formed it? Right by there. Okay, whenever you make a new higher high, like for example, when we break, we broke above this. Okay, this one gets deleted. Okay, I guess that's one level, isn't it? Yeah, that's just one level. Okay, when we get a new higher high, this trend defining point is deleted. Okay, we got a trend defining point right by here. When there's a new higher high, it gets deleted, or you can just do that. Okay, that might be better for you, right? So that's pretty much it. Okay, so the reason why you mark out that level is because if price breaks below that level, that's like the last point of contact. Okay, that's the last point of contact where the trend is going to sort of be respected, or it's going to be valid. Okay, so if you see something like this, okay, right, where you mark out this level, if you see this, the trend is shifted. Okay, yes, you get situations where price will go ahead and just do that. It's just called manipulation, and it's fine. That's why we're going to talk about something else in a moment. So what you're doing with those levels I told you is you're marking out what's called your overall levels, or your macro levels, as some people call them, external levels, as some people call them, right? I just call them overall levels. What you will also find is that price will be doing something like this as well. It'll have these structures, okay, within structure. Okay, this is the structure within structure, right? So you just do the exact same thing, but on a smaller scale. Okay, let's say you're just looking at this. You've marked out your overall levels. You're just looking at this. Okay, if you just focus on this price action, price makes a lower low. Okay, it breaks this low, makes a new lower low. Where's the trend defining point? Right by there. If price goes and does this, okay, where's the trend defining point? Remember, it's the highest lower high that caused that thing. Sometimes you don't really get like structure within structure within structure. Most often, at this point now, the overall has been broken, and you don't need to focus too much, but you just need to focus on that, what I call the overall structure and the current structure. Some people call it macro and micro, some people call it external and internal. Okay, so the reason why we have this model, okay, so this is the model in its simplest form, is so that we can identify when the trend is likely to have shifted. Okay, and it's so simple. So what you basically do when you see something like this, okay, if I go to this example here, you can literally see it right by there, where price came up, okay, it's done this. You might say, oh, well, this low is lower. That doesn't look like it. No, because the wicks have not been broken yet. So if the wicks have not been broken, this is all one level, meaning this is all, this really, even though it looks like this, what it actually is this. Right? It's respected that level. There's a high that got made. It's respecting that level. What's it doing? It's pushing off. And the idea is that it's going to keep pushing off. If this breaks, meaning that we get a body close below this level, then what we say is the trend defining point has been shifted, has been broken, and you can just go ahead and take a break and retest from this level. Okay, so that's important, right? That's going to be the backbone of everything, and you're going to do this, okay, on two structures, right? You're going to see your structure like this. Oh, for goodness sake, I cancelled it. You're going to see it all doing all whatever, and you're going to be marking out those levels. You're going to be doing your overall levels, and then you're going to be marking out your current levels, and you're going to be breaking it down like that. So you got your overalls like here, and then you got your currents in the middle, right? And what you then will do is that you'll be focusing primarily on the current structure, and then these overall structures you're going to basically use as like a guide or a sort of how do I say it, like a point of contact. Like if it comes to this place, what could happen? It could happen this, it could happen or like this, and you will basically make decisions based off that, whereas with the current structure you'll be following that down to the T. So it's like I can see, perfect example would be I can see this in some regards on the 15-minute. This is, I guess in some ways if we see some trends forming, this would be, if we see like a high low form and then breaks above, I guess we've got some current structure within the overall structure. But really that overall / current is pretty much going to be focusing on it's on all time frames actually. What am I talking about? It's on all time frames. All right. So in trends, price will always make new high highs and new high lows. Now we've also spoken about trends breaking, so you need to understand that. So if you wake up in the morning and you see something like this, you can say to yourself, well, I'm going to look for sales. Now there's something else that's really important in trends, okay? And by the way, if that piece on current to overall was a little bit confusing, go and watch my video on internal and external market structure. I'm probably not doing it justice right now, and if it's still not very clear, then because it's the thing is, it's quite hard to pick up, because I've been trading now for almost 5 years. For me, it just makes sense, and I just know what to do, when to do it, if that makes sense. So, but for someone like yourself or whoever's watching, it may be really confusing for you. But if you are struggling, send me an email. You can go to the About section on my channel and you'll see the email there. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, brother. Okay, so in trends, where are some really important places? Well, there's two important places you should always pay attention to. It is your retest level, right by here, okay? And then the trend defining point level, the one that we were drawing. Why? Because price can go to this level and move off, and it can also go to this level and move off. If you're struggling with your entries, I promise, just try and take trades like that. Do this on the 5-minute or the 15-minute. So yeah, that's pretty much it. For a downtrend, it's the exact same, okay? This level and that level, very simple. But then go into that example of where the trend defining point broke. What happens if this breaks? Where's the new trend defining point? Well, it's by here. This is like a retest of the old trend defining point, and this now is like the final point of contact where I can do this, okay? So yeah, sometimes you get this, obviously, and that's just called big boy manipulation, baby. And that just happens. I might be getting into a position in a moment. This music is absolutely beautiful. I love this playlist. It's amazing. This playlist is so nice. So yeah, I'm probably going to be taking a position in a moment. If you guys want a bit of a backstory why I'm taking this trade, I'll tell you in a second. So the reason I'm taking this trade, 4-hour key level, taking sells, very simple. Get a 1 to 4 at this level. Fantastic. But also, I'm only going to take... okay, maybe I should go into the entry. Why I'm taking it by here? Well, clearly what's happened is I'll draw it out on the side. Okay, oh, hang on. Sorry about that. 2 seconds, guys. There we go. I'll show you now, then I'll go on back onto the lesson. So for all of you that are watching, we're talking about finding daily bias. Okay, finding direction in the market. You know, I guess finding daily bias is also a good way to talk about it, is just finding market direction. You know, when it comes, I guess when we say daily bias, we're talking about bias for the day, right? So yeah, back to the entry though. So I'm expecting price to go down, and I just want some evidence on the 15-minute that price is going to go down. And what's happened is price has done this, it's broken higher with this higher high, it's come back to the trend defining point, it's come up, and the theory is if price is going to make a new higher high, then it basically should, right? Sometimes you get a little bit of awkwardness in the middle, but if I see a lower high form, is that not evidence that price is going to drop? So I'm going to just take the trade by there. If I get an entry like this, I can go ahead and take that trade, because I'm also expecting price to go up. So what I can do, I can take a sell and then I can take a buy. So easy, isn't it? Like, just so easy. So easy and simple. It's exactly how trading should be. Goodness me, I'm getting emotional. I'm looking back on when I used to be in one of my old jobs, really crap job. Was working for so many hours every single day. You guys don't know like how hard I was working, you know, for months. There was a point where I was going serious with it, right? I was getting like 3-4 hours sleep every single day in my delivery job, doing my trading in the morning. Times where I was falling asleep in my charts, trying to save up for challenges and whatnot. But that was a very unhealthy way to go about it, I will be honest. I wouldn't recommend it, you know, but I needed that at the time. Okay, now this entry is getting way too big. Like, it's just getting way too big. You know, 600 pips is too much for me. And I can't even stretch it. However, this could be a good sign, because price could come by here and give me a double top, and look how much better that risk reward would be. Look at that. I could get the 1 to 4 probably before I hit that key level. Yo. So we're going to see what happens. And also, if we don't get any of this, right, price could break below by here, and I wouldn't be able to take the trade, because it's just, oh, what the heck. I wouldn't be able to take the trade because, yeah, the stop loss is way too big. That looks better. Those wicks are just too big to care about them. Like, when wicks are just massive like that, just don't care about it. Alright, 8 more minutes. Oh, we got time. Yeah, the 1 minute's pushing hard, eh? Okay, so where were we? We were talking about... we were talking about market structure. Oh yeah, places in the places to take trades from. Okay, so going back to our model, high gets made. So high gets made, breaks this high. We mark out our trend defining point. If price breaks below this level, we can take trades from our retest level. Okay, or we can take trades from our new trend defining point. We take a double top, expect price to drop. Like that. Okay, let's go work at the other side. Okay, we see this, we got a low, price breaks the low, mark the previous lower high, trend defining point confirmed. Okay, now we can take trades from here like this, or we can take trades up by, oops daisy, a bit too far, up by here and take it down. Okay, now if price breaks above this level, the trend defining point has been invalidated. Okay, I guess we probably should make a, just delete this because this is ignored. And I'll talk about when the retest is invalidated, but there we go. New trend defining point. We can take trades at the retest level or at the trend defining point level, like so. Okay, we can take a trade by here, and you guessed it, or down there. Price comes down, breaks higher. New higher high is made. Retest level. New trend defining point right by here. Okay, this is deleted. This is our trend defining point. Is that making sense for you guys? Amazing. I hope so. We're going to keep on going. Price comes by here. You take a trade. It loses. Comes by here. Take a trade. It loses. Where's the new trend defining point? Okay. Oops, daisy. Right, we've got two trend defining points. Where's the current trend defining point and where's the overall trend defining point? Overall and the current. Okay, meaning price, if it wants to do this, you can take trades there. If price comes back by here, you can take a sell, expecting it to go down like that. Okay, so the current is always like you're just focusing like right there and then. You're not trying to do like a big crazy analysis, but that's it. When it comes to taking trades, you know when you're in trends, okay, price will more often than not respect the trend levels and the retest levels. But are these the only places that price could trade to before moving off? No, there's two places that what could happen before price moves off. Because obviously we're in an uptrend, price can make a higher low, and it can definitely do that before it hits the retest level and continues going up. Okay, where's the new trend defining point now? Amazing. You delete the old one. Okay, you also delete the old retest level. I'll talk about when we ignore the retest levels in a minute, or when we sort of get rid of them. All right, so price, if it wants to, let's say for example it comes by here, it smashes through the retest. When it breaks through the retest zone, then you just invalidate it. You then just delete it, and I'll tell you when you do that specifically. You could expect price to get to the trend defining point and it misses you by a second, forms a higher low like by here, and it just continues going up. So those are the four places when it comes to trends. You've got your retest, higher low, or it could form a higher low by here or by there. You've got to be aware of it. This is where the testing comes in. And I should have said this at the beginning, right? When you when you are building a strategy, or you're learning stuff from a YouTuber or a trading guy, or wherever you're learning from, a book or whatever, you got to do your own testing. You just got to do your own testing. Take the information and then go and test it. Test it. Okay? You could find something better that works for you. You could find, for whatever reason, you just can't see it. You might need more guidance, but you need to take time with it. Okay? So I'm going to just delete all this and potentially get ready for this trade. Okay, one sec guys, I'm just getting my MT5 up. Okay. All right, 1.5 minutes to go. 30 seconds. Just adjusting my entry. Try and get as close to the candle as I possibly can. 5, 4, 3. Set the trade. It's triggered. Okay, let's put that into the database. What time did that get set? 6:45. Oh, 7 o'clock actually. Okay, and then we're also going to be, well, let's mark out the entry for this trade. And let's go and set that potential better entry. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Just doing my take profit and stuff. Bear with me. And what I'm going to do, if price gives me a high or low, I'll take the trade there. But price, if it wants to, could just drop, couldn't it, by here. It's a good level, take some profits out. Okay, so I need 2 candles. I need 2 candles for a high or low confirmation. 2 candles for a high or low confirmation. Let's double check where the news is. I think it's at 1:30 today. Oops, daisy. Oh no, we just got FOMC at 7 p.m. Fine. Market tends to be good in NY. Session on FOMC days. All right. Let's set that back there. Let's just write a little general plan quickly, so we keep our. Let's just see, are we doing everything that we're meant to be doing? Are we looking good? I like that trade, lower high, perfect. Makes sense. Amazing. So we set that. Let's put, we can reduce that a little bit. That's looking good. 267 divided by 267.74. Remember guys, it is finished. If you're trading your plan perfectly, it is finished. The words of our Lord. Said it perfectly. All right then, so cracking back on then, let's get an alert set. So yeah, that's what it is when it comes to those levels. So for higher low and lower high formations, it can happen before the retest, and it can happen before the trend defining point. Now, the very interesting thing is when you have something like this, where price will go boom, oops, daisy, yeah. Like let's say you got this, right? And it will just be like trending upwards. Where do you place your trend defining points? Remember I told you, you got your overall levels, price made a high, you got your overall level right by there. Now you're looking at this, just looking from here and going back, where's your current levels? Got your retest, and you got that. Okay, so if you see a situation like this, you could take your trade at this level, like so. You could take your trade to this retest, like so. You could take it to this this trend defining point, like so. Or you could also go to this trend defining point. Okay, you might say to yourself, well, that's a lot of trades. Of course, you know, but you got to pair that again, like I said, with your own learning, you know. So this is just something to sort of think about. Now, when you come to the charts, if you're looking at the 4-hour time frame and you can see something like this, okay, right, where are you going to place your bets? If you can see that price is trending upwards, okay, where are you going to place your bets, right? You can say to yourself, well, the trend is up, right? I can see that the trend is up. That's a good confluence. I can see that bullish structure is forming. That's a good confluence. I can see that I got a break above by here. That's a good confluence. Got my key levels all measured out. If you get a trade like this, why would you not take it? You know? So just bear that in mind. If you see, for example, something like this, and you come and see that, oops, daisy, right? Oh, damn it. Like I said, you see this, yeah? Taking a sell is not really that wise because price is trending upwards. You know that it's more likely that price is going to make a new higher high. So it might just do this and then boom, go up, right? So understanding that about direction. So when you come to the charts and you see on the higher time frames that price is trending upwards or downwards, look to follow that direction, okay? If you see that price is looking like this on the 4-hour and it's sat right at this level, right? When you know in retest levels, this happens, right? Boom. Why would you not go and take your buys by here? Yeah. It's very, very simple. These are all very simple things, you know. In trends, price will make new higher highs and higher lows. In downtrends, price will make new lower lows and lower highs. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Also, price is more likely to respect its trend levels when it's trending, you know. And when price is consolidating, okay, like this, it's more likely it will respect its key levels. You get the gist, okay? So that's why trends are important. You can now understand, like if you come to the charts in the morning and you see, you know, let's say for example, you see this. Oh, for good, hang on. You know, you see this in the morning. Okay, you see that? Right, where are you going to place your money? You might say, oh, well, the trend is up. Okay, sure, is it? I don't know, because I see this trend defining point being broken, so you can mark out this level for trades and that level for trades, you know? Oh, I was right. Oh, hang on a minute. What happened there? You know? Just test these things out. So you know if you see that, right? If you see something like this, right? You can say, well, price is poised for a sell, right? But you gotta just pair it with your own learning. All right, come on, give me another entry. All right, hang on. Don't know why I'm feeling so tired this morning. It's definitely because I ate that food. Let's open the windows. There we go. Okay, so that's it. We've done trends. That should give you help on that front, knowing where to place your trades. And by the way, everything I was explaining, you can reflect that on all time frames. But here's another tip when it comes to daily bias. higher time frame, structure, direction, trend, etc., etc., is always going to be more reliable. Okay, because when we look at the 4 hour, let's look at, for example, the euro. Okay, this is a perfect example of what it means to follow current structure, right? You can mark out your overall levels. Okay, you got your overall trend defining point here, but look what you got by here. You know, look what you got by here. Sometimes you get these freak moments where it just happens. Don't worry too much about that. Okay, but if you look overall, like look at majority of the time, price follows trends. Okay, just look at a whole year of price action. Okay, you could be able to make really good decisions. Okay. So trends is one of them. Trends, understanding trends is one of the, key components. Okay. There we go. Right. I can't remember what was on the list, but I'll just talk about key levels now. When you draw your key levels, right, you want to draw them like this. Okay. You want to go from the wicks to the bodies of the candle. If you see a huge massive wick, I just want you to ignore it. Just ignore the huge massive wicks, okay? Right? Go from the wicks to the bodies. Look to the left. Do we have any wicks that are sort of, coming down into this key level? Forget the level to the left for now. These ones by here. But just look directly to the left. Do we have any wicks that are coming up? Yes, we do. Add it like this. Do we have any more to the left? Nope. Look to the right. Do we have anything else? Nope. Does that look reasonable for you? If it doesn't look reasonable for you and you want to adjust it, oops daisy, and you want to adjust it like so, then do it. But for me, you're going to get a lot more accuracy when you include these wicks. So I'm going to just do this, okay, for me personally, right? Do the same with the top and the left. Extend this down a little bit. When you have swing highs or lows, you want to have these, what I call the 3 candle rule, where you can see that we have this swing high by here. We've got this middle candle, which is bearish candle, and to the left of it, we've got these candles that have lower bodies, right? So when you do the 3 candle rule, you basically go from the wick to the bodies. You'd be like 1, 2, 3. I can see this candle by here. I've included that body. Fantastic. But then you go again. You say to yourself, is this unreasonable? Does it look like a key level? Okay, if you have to do something like this, then forget about it. But if you want to, drag it up a little bit and make it a little bit more reasonable, go ahead and do that. But if you are going to do that, make sure that you're keeping that consistent. Okay, don't say, oh, I'm going to make this one reasonable, and no, I'm not going to make reasonable. I can't be bothered. It's got to be consistent. Your testing is going to be extremely, extremely important to you. All right. So why key level is important? Well, because when price gets to a key level, for example, like so, when price gets to a key level, right, price is expected to move from it. Whenever price gets to a key level, there is always a potential it could move from it. So if you're seeing something like this, remember that example where I told you, right? Is it wise to take a sell there? You're starting to stack things up now. You can see that you got a trend, right? Price made a higher high. You got your trend defining point. It's made this higher low, but you see by here that it's at this key level. Okay, similarly how we're in this consolidation, even though the trend is up, right? Hang on. Oh, it wants to freeze on me now. Right, even though the trend is up, we can see that it's at this key level. So what did I do? Oh gosh, yeah, the internet's getting a bit funky. I can see that price has made this structure and it's formed this lower high. So I'm going to go ahead and take that trade. You can do the exact same thing by there. And if you just excuse me for a moment, people, I do need to go to the bathroom, so bear with me. Let me just get my phone with me so I don't miss the trade. Okay, and then once this, in the next minute, at this 15-minute close, I've only got another 15 minutes left. Got got 15 minutes left, and then yeah, a new trade could potentially get set. Let's just wait for 40 seconds or so. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, my energy is low today, guys. I really do apologize. I don't mean to be a little bit of a bummer, but I'm just feeling so dead. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Give me like 5 minutes. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Okay. Oh, getting a bit chilly. Alright then, let's see what we're dealing with. So the new trade got set, which is cool. I'm just gonna wait now to see if I can take a long position. Okay. 6 minutes. Okay. All right, we've got 6 minutes, so we'll continue talking. So we were talking about key levels, okay? So you can come to the market in the morning, okay? And you could see, right? And you could see that the 4 hour is just sat at a key level. What you gotta basically be aware of when it comes to key level is like you're like in a battleground, okay? You're like in this thing where you don't know what can happen, right? So what you need to do is just start your day marking out your key levels, right? So you start out, right, when you see all like this and all, it's all whatever, you mark out, okay, there's my level here, there's my level here, there are my levels there, and you're basically marking out your trend structures, and then you're marking out like any potential key levels that may be able to, you know, that might give your trade or give price a bit of a hard time breaking past, or you get the gist, you know? It could just, some levels that could make price act a bit funky or could move price in a certain direction. So once you have that in mind, you could then go to your lower time frames and basically look for some kind of entry. Maybe you want to look for a structure shift, break and retest. Maybe you want to see, you know, like if you're looking to take buys, you want to see like a higher low form. That's kind of a setup you want to take. You just look for the evidence, right? On the 5 minute, 15 minute, whichever time frame that you're trading. So key levels is really important. Okay. So we've got trends, tick. We've done key levels, tick. Remember with key levels, you got to, you know, draw the wicks in. Okay, it's very, very important that you draw the wicks in. And I want to give you another little bit of a tip. If you're waiting for a new higher high or a level to get broken, or actually, let's just stick with the higher high for now. If you see something like this, where you've got a wick like this, right? A big wick, but then price is doing this. Okay. And let's say you haven't had a body break above by here, like a candle close above by here, there is no higher high yet. Okay, so let's go through that again. Let's say you've got this. Okay, let's say there's a wick by here. Let's say you have this. Let's say you have this, but there's a wick. Okay, let's say you have this. Okay, but this is, you know, what you do is you just drawing this whole zone. If you see wicks that are overlapping, okay, you just extend the zone, draw it all out, and basically what you have is price. You don't have this. Okay, you simply just have this. Okay, price is just think of it or draw it as one level. So similarly with this by here, you can see that it looks like a lower low has been made, but it hasn't broken the wicks, right? Hasn't broken any of the wicks, so we just ignore it. Oh. This would be nice. Glory to Jesus. This would be nice if we just get this, whatever is going on in the 1 minute now. A nice big sharp drop straight to our TP, which is not 1 to 10. Would be nice if it was. We're gonna go there. Nice. I'll keep that open. Oh, I don't need to anymore, actually. What? All right. Lovely jubbly. What's the next thing to go over? So we've done key levels, we've done trends, and I'll go over and do some Like, I'll actually go onto the actual charts to sort of break it down. But just write these things as notes, just something to be aware of, just kind of something to keep track of, something to think about, and then we'll properly get into it, in a moment. Once, get away, I don't want to see you anymore. That's not a nice thing to tell somebody, is it? I don't want to see you anymore. Yep, I've had my fair share of that back in the day. And I've had my fair share of saying that as well. I'll be honest with you, what is this? Oh. The old Joseph, eh? For some reason this music's bringing back memories now. Memories that I low-key forgot about in some way. You can never really forget about them, but you tend to just not think about them as much. Alright. Enough with the sad boy moments. Goodness gracious. Give me a moment. Let me just might have to see. Let's be diligent. Because what does the diligent hand do? The hand of the slack bringeth poverty, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. Okay. 555, let's go quickly. 200 divided by 555, 0.36. Okay. Didn't get in on time with that one. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Yeah. We'll get the retracement back for the higher-low entry. By God's grace. Amen. Thank you. All right, we're in on the buy. So we've got a hedge position. So we've got a buy and a sell, right? We've got a buy and a sell. Okay. So probably for the profits today, I've taken half R. Probably going to take another, well, I've actually taken more than half R. I've taken about 0.6 R. So one of these trades is going to lose, or both of them are going to lose, which is fine. Let me just see. That's looking good for me. I will delete this. All right. I'm just adjusting, so I like to not have my chart so cluttered, to be honest with you. And I'll keep these separated. Hang on. Okie dokie. There we are. This will be my new entry. Okay, by here. 388.51. This is how I trade. I plot for different things, and then I go ahead and take it. Sometimes all of my ideas lose, and I take like a 3R, 4R loss. Sometimes I readjust my entries, and I might take like, 1R, 1.5R, and like adjustment losses. So they're not like full stop losses, but like I adjust my trade, close out the previous trade. But yeah, sometimes I put my first trade of the day on and it wins. Most days I'm cashing out like 2R, 3R, 1R or so. But for this, because I would have re-entered on this position, if I get the re-entry, then I'm going to be looking at, let's see how much I lost on the other one. It was about, so, So about 70% is pretty much 1R, but it's 0.7R loss, or 0.6R to be exact. This will probably bring it up to around 1.2. Yeah, so 1.2R loss, and then that would be a full stop loss, which would be roughly 2.2R, and then a 4R win would mean that potentially the profit of the day would be around 1.8R, which is fine. More than happy with that. Okay, amazing. And I've also got to just double check the 1 hour. We're not confirmed into a consolidation yet. We will be if price gets to by here and then comes down by here. So we just have to watch out for that. That's what we have to watch out for. Okay, so we did trends, we did key levels. Okay, let's just take a look, oops a daisy, right, at the euro. Okay, so what I was speaking to you can be on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour. Oh, is that deleted everything there? No, thank the Lord. You know, it can be on the 4 hour, the 1 hour. I like the 4 hour time frame. Let's actually go into wick rejections. Okay, so what would you do in a situation like this? Okay, let me go ahead and just set my alert so I know where to set my trade once it happens. Okay, so oh, we're on the daily. Oh, we're not even on the 4 hour. Okay, that makes things a bit more funky. Okay, so what are we doing if we come to the market like this, right? Finding direction for the day. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what I do. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I do. I firstly want to just basically see what is price doing. Okay, because price has come up to about by here, I'm looking at this thinking, are we in like a big massive consolidation? I don't want to just jump the gun on that, so I'll just go and double check. I'll just see. Okay, looking at these wicks, I can see that nothing is broken down by here or by here. So for me, this is all one big key level. Okay, I'm just trying to find like the trend defining point just from the recent price action. If I start by here, I can see that nope, there was no break. There was no break above by here, right? No, you can see there was no body close. There was no body close. There was a body close by there, so I can see this is a retracement. This would have been the trend defining point. So this gets deleted. Price made this lower low by here. So this would be my overall trend defining point, this level. Let's start from the wicks to the bodies. Let's go lower. Let's include those wicks and let's keep it like that. That for me looks reasonable. Okay. It's also, there was also this level by here. Okay. This is our current trend defining point, shall we say. Holy moly. Almost got my entry. Let me go and make a new tab. That's better. Okay. All right. Did that tap in? Not yet. There we go. Okay. There we go. That new trade is set. Praise the Lord. Oh, I gotta do my log these trades into the database in a second. So I've got 3 trades to do now. Golly. There's been 4 trades. There's been, well, two ideas, but just 2 ideas. Then we had 2 trades, then 2 re-entries. You know. Okie doke. So that is it now. So yeah, sitting at 1R loss, that's okay. That's perfect. I don't mind that at all. That's great. Okay. Let's put take profits in. And the reason I'm setting this to take profit as it is, I always set 1 to 4 trades, but this trade idea compared to this one is a little bit different. This one is a consolidation. If I really want to, I could put the target, the price could genuinely come down to here. So I could take like a 7R win, but it isn't something I've totally tested, right? Even though I've seen it happen time and time again, I haven't totally tested it, and all of my decisions come from the spirit, the guidance of the Holy Spirit. But it also has to be within my testing, because that's the only way I've ever known how to be successful in trading, is to trade something that I've just tested. So I'm going to just wait and see what price wants to do. But yeah, this one is a bit different. This one I'm expecting a breakout. Okay. But I've also got to bear in mind, right? Got to bear in mind the 4-hour key levels. So at any point, right? At any point I'm in this, in this area, I could be looking for the 15-minute, the 15-minute structure, which is this, the lower high. So there we go. That's that done. Those trades are set. I could pretty much just go and I'll know by the I'll know by my alerts if the trades get taken out for a stop loss or something. So going back to euro, right? Going back to the euro, trying to find our daily bias. What are we going to take into consideration? Trends and key levels. And I also wanted to speak about wick rejections. This is a good example for wick rejections. Why are they important? Because they show you where price is likely to move, right? Whenever you see like a bunch of wick rejections, you should really be thinking to yourself, well, price is going to move off from this level, right? If you come to a situation like this, right? When you see this, okay, at the first glance, what I think of, I just see this, okay? I just mark out key levels. I can see that the wicks have extended up by here. So I'm going to just see that actually price is looking like it's in a bit of a consolidation. I always like to go and look at the trend before I do any of that. I just want to see where the trend defining point is. That's actually the first thing you should do. So I can see we've got this lower low, price broke this retest level, right? So now I can mark out this as my trend defining point. Have I seen a new lower low being made? No, I haven't. So therefore this one still remains true. Have I seen any body closes above this level? No, I haven't. And you can see price tapped into it, dropped, tapped into it, dropped. Okay. But when I see this, okay, if I come to the market, as where we are today, what I'll be basically doing is looking back and saying to myself, well, what is the situation? Well, it looks like it's consolidating, okay, in between this. So this looks like a consolidation. So when I notice that we're in a consolidation, I got my process for consolidations, and I mark out my highs and my lows and whatever I need to do, and I'm basically going to see what price wants to do. So if I see this, okay, you'd find your daily bias by saying two things to yourself. Well, if price wants to, it could just go up if it wants to, or if it does go down, it's likely to come down to this level. So I'll take my profits out by there. Go to the 15-minute. What does the structure look like on the 15-minute? It's looking bullish. I can see that it's potentially forming a lower high. There we go. Just like we did today. Take my sell like this. Stop loss above the level. Oh, unfortunate. Oh, we didn't get taken out for stop loss. We can get like maybe a 1 to 4 by here, maybe. There we go. Not bad. If we're in a consolidation, you want to basically set your trade to break even once you get to that key level. Because look, I got no guarantee. Ideally, when price gets to this level, shouldn't it bounce back? But the reason I put my take profit inside the zone is because, well, sometimes it travels in the zone, but I never put my take profit below the zone. Okay. So it's about recognizing what's also the condition of the market. Are we consolidating? Are we trending? There's no point, that's why key levels are important. There's no point in, I'm going to say, taking a trade, thinking like with a mindset with take profits and stop losses or entries that are all trend based when it's not. It's consolidating. Do I plan to start Euro USD? Dude, I can trade it. I can trade it, and before this year is ended, I'm basically going to be trading currencies just so I can get my head around it again, because I want to start my mentorship in 2026. And obviously, if I'm going to be doing mentorship, I can't just be trading gold. I want to be able to. I can trade everything. I just choose to trade gold. But everything that I'm learnt on gold, I believe, is able to be replicated across the different pairs and stuff. Like I just showed you my process, exact same process that I do for gold, right? Exact same process that I do for gold, and yeah, we're not getting much. But personally, if I was to trade any currency, it would either be Euro USD, GBP USD, and then Euro JPY, and then Pound JPY. Because I found with like the JPY pairs, they're so volatile. They're so volatile, dude. So volatile. So I'll just take those. But the euro is a really nice pair. Really, really nice pair. Like, look, let's go and do some more work on it. Okay. Like, this would have been funny. Do you know, I might even prefer it. Who knows? Let's just go and do the analysis on this. Oh, look at this. Okay, I can see. Oh, price is clearly in this range. Okay, but it's reacted to this. It's reacted to this low, and yeah, granted, I did already see the big fat candle. Ignoring any big fat massive wicks like those two big fat massive wicks. Ignoring that, just keeping it simple, right? Thinking to myself, what could happen when I'm in a consolidation? I don't care about retest levels, so that's off the cards. Extend my zone a little bit, because if I do get some price action by here, I'll take the sells down by there. But let's just keep on going. Let's go with the exact mentality that I have with gold. Let's expect price to do what it wants to do. What's the 15-minute sentiment looking like? It's looking, the overall is looking a bit bearish. Sorry, the overall is looking a bit bearish, but currently it's looking a bit bullish now. It's looking a bit bullish. So straight away, I'm gonna go ahead and that's like literally my setup down to a T. Go by there. If price wants to come back by here, I'll get an even better entry. Instant execution. And this day would have just been like just one of those days where it's just easy. Right? But even though I saw that, you see my process, I always, and you've probably seen in my trades, I always have this mentality of like, I have my priority, which is where I'm gonna, like, where the higher time frames will tell me price is more likely to do this. So I'll save 2 bullets for that. Then I got 1 bullet, which is the price saying I'm gonna do what I want to do and I don't care. And that was this price just doing its thing, So I would see this as a breakout. Personally, I would see this as a breakout, but I know price comes crashing back down. What does it? Okay, it does. Now let's go by here. What would I do by here? Okay. Well, I would see that there's not much here. I would say to myself, well, price is looking like it's currently trending. Okay. On the 1 hour, I'm going to ignore that big fat wick. I can see a potential lower high forming, so we could be dropping. But I do want to mark out this key level by here. Like so. Let me just check that. All right. That's looking fine. Okay, 15-minute. Small retracement. It's tapped into that level. It's moved off. I can't trade it. But this zone in itself is a zone. All right. Oh, we're at 4 in the morning. Okay, let's get to 6 a.m. All right. Well, there's nothing really now. on the 1 hour is react to this key level. If it comes down by here, then it's going to be confirmed consolidation, so I have to take my trades out by there. Right, so let's see. Do we get any bearish sentiment? Okay, we got the break below. Can we get a break and retest? And then I also have to get at least 1 to 2. Can I get a 1 to 2 with a 3.5 pip stop loss? No, I can't. So that's a dead trade idea. Okay, price broke above. That's cool. Did I get a retest by there? No, I didn't. Probably could have also taken an entry by here. Probably did, so we probably call that a loss, because I would have probably taken a trade there, like this, right? Something like that. That's a loss. Then I would take a trade by here. Which I think from the candle I saw on the 4 hour, it would have lost too. Nope. I would take an entry by there. Current trend defining point entry. See that? That probably would have triggered. Yeah, and then hit stop loss. And then at this point, I'm saying to myself, okay, I've probably got one more trade, right? What am I looking at? Okay. Price is at this key level. Price is broken above, so this would be my priority. Looking for longs. I've already taken a couple trades, so this is my final priority. Let's look for some bullish sentiment. No. No. No, I don't see it yet. No. Okay. That was a... Oh, hang on. Could have taken a trade. I think this trade loses though. Yeah. Funky day. Right, let's keep going. Alright. Yo. That is so gross. Low key, I don't even want to trade this. Only when I see if the 50-minute is clearly trending, then I'll take some trades. Look at that. What is that, bruv? What is that? No, thank you. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Well, there we are. It's reacted to a key level. Bro, I'm too tired to be like going through all this bloody testing, because I'm literally at this point going to look at the market. Because sometimes what I do, honestly, I just kind of work my way backwards. I just look at the days or as they already happened. If I need to build a strategy, which I don't need to do right now, but if I do need to build one, I'll be look at the market, see what happened, and be like, how could I have made money today? What could I have done? Okay, cool. Do that and then build it. You see what I'm saying? Like work backwards, you know. Instead of trying to figure out something for yourself. All right then. I want to just crack on with the lesson. Okay. So we spoke about trends, spoke about higher time frames, spoke about key levels, spoken about wick rejections. Yeah, I guess the final point really is just to know how markets move, right? That's why, even though I failed to draw it there, that's why key levels are always so important to draw. You know, drawing the key levels that are correct. You can't just, you know, for example, do this. You can't just come to the market and be like this, right? It's what people do when they first get into trading. Everyone does it. They're like this. All right, time to plot our key levels. Let's go, baby. I can see bomb. I can see bomb, 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 bomb. Do you get what I'm saying? See that? What on earth are you doing there, bruv? You have no idea. what the heck is going on? That just hurts my eyes, dude. I wouldn't even though it was the most accurate thing in the world to trade, I wouldn't touch it with a 6-foot barge pole because it hurts my eyes. Simply put, I like to be comfortable on the charts. So yeah, so you're marking out your key levels, you're drawing out price action. Remember, price is either doing this, so it's doing this, or it's doing this. Yeah, you just got to mark out the two. The process for trends is trend defining point, retest level. Where's the new trend defining point? Bam, new retest, bam. Keep on going up the steps, As you go up one step, forget what happened on the previous step. Go up the next step, forget what happened on the previous step. Okay, you see price break below, okay, mark out your new levels. Okay, it could go by here or it could go by there, and boom, 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 breaks above, start the whole process again. Keep on going, keep flowing. That's how it goes. Expect new high highs and lower lows to be made. If, however, price is doing all this, mark out your levels, play it safe, take out your profits, play it safe. Okay. The other thing is, right, knowing where price could, key levels now. Okay. So when price gets to a key level, bear in mind what could happen. Look at the lower time frames, maybe take a sell structure, whatever you want to do. Okay. Know where to take out your profits. When you're taking out, when you're looking to put your stop loss, right, put it in a place where it's safe. Notice what I did. I always put mine right above the wicks because price could muck about by here, right? Understanding how price moves. So when you see prices in a consolidation, okay, you're not going to be looking for trend structures. Well, you kind of can, but you don't need to, I think it rises by here, right? But what I'm saying is this has its purpose, right? But then if you see like a tiny consolidation, then don't worry too much. If you can see that the 4 hour, okay, is in this big massive consolidation like this, okay, big old massive consolidation, then you see like this is doing this, just trade it, dude. Just trade it. Just look at these things, look at breakouts, right? Go to the market. This is going to be the best thing for you now. As you've taken all of this in, go to the market and take everything that I've told you. Look at trends, look at where price respects it, look at the trend defining points, look at where it breaks. Just looking at price, okay? Now this is going to be the final thing, the absolute final thing, right? We've done about trends, we've done consolidations. Now this is exactly what you need to really think about, okay? When price is trending, it's more likely to make higher highs and higher lows. When it's in a downtrend, it's more likely to make lower lows and lower highs. When it's consolidating, it's more likely to bounce in between the middle. That's just a fact you need to learn. Don't try and be too clever about it, okay? When you see price moving, how does it move? It pushes and it exhausts. It pushes and it exhausts. Remember what I said? Price will make lower lows, lower highs, higher highs and higher lows. It'll make higher highs. It'll push. It'll exhaust. Sometimes you might get some new structure forming. Okay, it breaks below. Okay, where could price go before it moves off? Well, it could go by here or it could go by there. But I have no idea what's going to happen, right? But I know that this is a priority. Okay, we didn't get an entry by there. Didn't get a trade. We took a loss. Let's go by here. This is the final place. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Everything's shifting up now. Oh, wicked. Let's go. Okay. Now I'm forgetting everything by here. Okay. I'm focusing on this structure. I'm focusing on this structure by here. When price makes a new higher high or whatever, you forget the old structure. Current trend defining point, current retest level. Okay. Now what's happening here? Well, price looks overextended. Okay. We'll talk about overextensions in a moment, right? We could get our trade by there. We could get our trade by here. We could get our trade by there, or maybe we could get a trade down by here. Okay. You're just understanding that. Understanding how price moves. Understanding that we push, we exhaust. We sometimes wake up in the morning and you might see something like this. Okay. Imagine you see this on the 4 hour time frame. Okay. You wake up at 6 a.m. and price is right there. Okay. You got your key level. That's like your current high or low. You've got your trend defining point. You don't draw your retest because price has clearly just invalidated it. And you've got this level. Okay. Everything that I've just told you, this is confirmed uptrend. Okay. What are you thinking in your brain right now? There should just be one thing that you're thinking price is going to be doing. Right. If you were to look at this chart today and then look at it in a few days, what do you think is going to happen by here? Okay. The simplest, most obvious thing, I'll give you a second just to think about it. It's probably screaming at you. If it's not, then I'll be bloody screaming at you. Okay, exactly. Just keep it simple. New higher high is going to be made. Okay? When you see price come down by here and break this level, what are you expecting? Price to get to here and fall lower. Or price to maybe go up by here, okay, and drop lower. All right? So that's what you got to think about. Okay? You've also got to think about this. Guys, if you see prices pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and it has no pullback, it's looking overextended, which basically means that price has pushed for a long time with no pullback. Okay? Something like this, okay? This, even by here, it looked overextended, but it wanted to get even more overextended. Okay, I would have taken sells by here, right? But the market would have said, nah, I don't care, right? We'll talk about overextensions last, but price is looking overextended. What does price do? It exhausts. You can take those trades, and then, if you see a higher low form, you can take that trade. Remember, price is making higher highs, higher lows. It pushes, exhausts, forms a higher low, pushes off, exhausts, hits the retest level, pushes on, exhausts, pushes, exhausts, it pushes, it exhausts, it breaks structure, it goes back into it. You get manipulated, you take losses, you take wins, no problemo. Now let's just go into overextensions. You got to have these are a few rules that you may need to have to pay attention to. Okay, when you're looking at retracements, you need at least 2 candles to confirm this to be a retracement. What do I mean by this? Perfect example is this. Okay, look how small that is, but I'm truly telling you that's a genuine retracement, even though it's small. 2 conditions have to be made. It has to look like a retracement, even if it's tiny. Even if it's tiny, it has to look like a retracement, and it needs to have at least 2 candles. All right. This could, for example, be a bullish candle, and the next one is a bearish. So long as you got 2 candles and it looks like a retracement, there you go. You've got a retracement. At this point, when you see 2 candles, you have to think to yourself, this retracement could be over. That could be all I'm getting is those 2 candles. You could get more. You could get more. You could get 20 bloody candles, and you could get the biggest drop of your life. But this is, we've got to think to yourself. At this point now, a higher low could be forming. Okay, so 2 candles for a retracement, right? And then a higher low could potentially be forming. So if you see, for example, a bearish candle, then another bearish candle, and then another bearish candle, right? And then you see, for example, by here, the 15-minute, the sentiment has shifted. It's starting to look a bit bearish. You can definitely say to yourself, well, this could be a potential higher low formation on the 4-hour. So I'll take that trade. Okay, I'll go ahead and take that trade. But you can only really think about this once you think about this. Price is trending. Price exhausts. It pushes, it breaks higher. It pushes, retraces, and it pushes higher. It exhausts. Sometimes it hits the retest level. Sometimes it hits the trend defining point level. Sometimes it goes in the middle, forms a higher low. Sometimes it forms the higher low, before the retest level is hit. And sometimes it does stuff like this. And you say, oh, okay, let me take my trade. No problem. Sometimes it does something like this. You say, okay, no problem. I take my trade, right? You're just taking your sells and you say, okay, and it does this. Sometimes you get that, okay? But what you can also do is do something like this. You say to yourself, well, I know where price could move. I'm going to go by here and by here. And instead of instantly pressing the button, you could wake up in the morning and you could see this. What do you do when you see this? The trend is up, but I also see this structure here. This is why it's important to draw out your overall levels, your major levels, and then you've got your current levels, your recent levels, your internal levels, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so you can do this. This is exactly what I would do. I'd say, hey ho, I got 3 bullets for the day. 3 bullets. At this moment in time, I can see that price looking very overextended. I can see that bearish structure is formed. I've already got 2 confluences for sells. I've also got, what's another confluence for buys is that I've got an uptrend. That's the only confluence I've got right now. Okay. Right. There are times where this happens, by the way. You may get like this. And that is the higher low. How do you know which one's going to be the higher low? That's a bit of a trickier game to play. You don't really need to play that game. But if you want to, you could say to yourself, as soon as I see, I could just be waiting for the 15-minute to break structure, and then I'll take my buys expecting the high low to form, and it could do this and keep on going. It's like, okay, I'll wait for it to form again. Oh, amazing, I'll take my buy, and it keeps on going. You're thinking, oh gosh, this is why it's a testing thing. It's just a testing thing. As soon as you find something that works and it's tested, it's great. So let's go back to it. Marked out my key levels. I'm thinking to myself initially, okay, sells are on the cards. Let's say price gets to this level. Amazing, I've taken my sell. I'm in line with the current movement, okay? But I'm also paying attention to the fact that we are in an uptrend and price could be pushing up, okay? I'm in this sell now. Fantastic. I'm in the sell and boom, I get a nice big push. Okay, let's say I'm not even setting a target. Like, you should be setting a target, but let's just say I'm not going to set a target. And I'm going to tell you why. It's going to make sense now, okay? Let's say it's pushing, okay? Now, let's say I get to this level, and instead of buying instantly, let's say I'm going to wait for the 15-minute to show me some evidence. And what happens? Oh, there's no evidence. Okay, so I'll just keep on going. Okay, oh, what's happened by here? Okay, now I got some evidence. Boom, close the trade out. Bang, close it out. Let's go up by here. Okay, boom, take my buy. I've just taken like a 7-hour win from that big fat trend to the downside, which was basically all predicated on the fact that I'm looking for evidence. And since I got no evidence, why would I close the trade out? But lo and behold, I took my profits out. I get my evidence by here. I take the trade. Okay, and then boom, it crashes down. Okay, shoot, I took a loss there, no problem. I got my wicks, drawn up this key level, right? I get something like this, and then boom, I get a breakout, I get a break and retest, and then it pings off. Okay? Brilliant. Right? But all of this was planned from the 4-hour time frame. Okay? All of this was planned from the 4-hour or the 1-hour time frame. So what do we do in a situation like this? Me personally, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm saying to myself, brother, it is looking overextended like a big boy, like very overextended. It looks like it's been stretched and pulled apart. Okay? But here's also a thing. Sorry, I forgot to mention. When it comes to overextensions, you've got to say to yourself, okay, it looks overextended, but do I have at least 3 candles? That's what you got to say to yourself. Okay? Because you could have 3 candles and it doesn't look overextended. Okay? How do you notice when something looks overextended? Do you guys think that looks overextended? Just looking at it, do you think it's pushed for a while and do you think it needs a retracement? Me personally, I would say, yeah, it does look a bit overextended. I can see that, we've got this level by here. Sure, we could be making a new higher high. That's on the cards too, right? So I always plan for different situations. But also, I'm at a key level. It's looking overextended. 1, 2, 3, minimum 3 candles, job done. Okay, we could be taking some sells here. That's not a bad idea in my opinion. Okay, you go ahead and take more, take some buys. It's okay. Sorry, you take some sells. Well, let's say you get caught out. You take a sell buy there, no problem. But you took a 15-minute buy and boom, you've got like a 2-hour profit. One trade lost, the other one, one trade won. You got 3 hour. The other trade lost. You might lost 1 hour. No problem. For me, at this point, what am I saying to myself? Okay, a few things. Number one, trending market. You see a trending market, you should be rejoicing, thinking to yourself, this is really easy. On gold, it's always bloody trending. That's why I love it. Like, some reason, it's always trending up. Look, do you know what I mean? It's always trending up. But there's times where, phew, that is like beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is, okay, if I can't catch trends like this in 2025, then trust me, 2026, we're doing a madness. I'm telling you now, we're going to be doing a madness. But the thing about gold is I understand gold, and I'm learning now that I haven't traded currencies for almost a year, like Euro USD, Pound USD. I'm noticing that it's pretty much all the same thing, but gold is a beast on its own. Currency is a little bit different. Currencies, I think you get a bit more weird price action, but I do think there is genuinely a place for it. I'm sort of, the Lord's putting on my heart to think about it now. Maybe like the trick is to look at markets when they're looking really clean, like, going through AUD, USD, NZD, USD, USD, JPY, USD, CAD. You want to find markets that look like this. This is the easiest to trade. You know, absolutely the easiest when it's just clean price action. But we're going to look at when it's really unclean, because you got to know how to trade the unclean stuff, the really crappy stuff. That's really like where the best part. You can't just trade the good stuff, because you're never going to just get the good stuff. Or maybe you could just keep on swapping pairs until you find the good stuff. That's not a bad idea. But lo and behold, there's going to be times where it might just look crap across the board. You know, you don't just trade for the sake of trading, but you got to know how to navigate through the storm. Okay. And you do that by marking out your key levels, marking out your trend points, you know, keeping these rules to your head, knowing about retracements, knowing about higher lows being formed, you know, knowing about how trends move. So here we go. Saying to myself now, in my opinion, I'm taking big fat sells to the downside. It's looking juicy for me to take sells. But also, I know that we've got 2 candles for a retracement. We could pump up, okay? So let's just start out with marking our key levels. Let's just go mark out our key levels. Let's see where the trend defining point is. How do we find the trend defining point? Well, when we get a new higher high being made, which is only confirmed when a body has closed above. If you see wicks like this, where it overlaps, extend that zone nicely. Okay, go to the bodies of the candles and then always extend it down a little bit. I'll make a piece on how to draw key levels properly, but I'll send, if you guys send me an email about it, I'll send you some really cool screenshots, which can help you. I may not be able to go through it all in time today because I'm going to be leaving soon. Okay, now this is looking juicy. This is what I want to see. I want to see this candle get taken out for stop loss and it just pings off to there. Just do it for me. Just do it for me. Come on, I know you do. I know you want me to win today, Lord. But the Lord's like, hang on, son. I want you to just be consistent. Okay? Be consistent. Right? Anyway, so marked out key levels. Okay, here we go. Higher high's been made. I'm going to look for the lowest higher low. Bang, right by there. This caused that higher high. 3 candle rule is a bit hard to do by here, and you probably have no idea what the 3 candle rule is, but don't worry for now. Just go from the wicks to the bodies, okay, and just extend it a little bit, you know, do something like this, make it look reasonable. If it looks decent, looks comfortable to you, no problem. But one thing you should always do, always include the wicks. That is an absolute given. Always include the wicks, because it gives you accuracy on where you can start looking for trades, on where price is going to move once that key level gets hit. And as soon as that wick gets touched, bang. You could even do something like this, but for me, I found it's way more accurate to do it like that. Okay. And now, why is it also important to include the wicks on the other side? Because you want to know where the level is accurately ended. If you get a break below this level and you get no wicks, it's just a break, clean body close, bang, the level's become invalidated. Sufficient breakout. Okay. So yeah, key level's been marked. I'm expecting price to potentially go down by here if it wants to go lower. But because I can see that this is a true retracement, meaning that because we are in an uptrend, a higher low could be forming. Let's see if on the 15-minute we can see that shift. Okay, when you come in the morning and you see something like this, where you just have this little box, what I do, okay, oh wait, before I do any of that, let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, this is a really easy example. The 1 hour, I'm not seeing nothing. I'm just seeing a resistance level, and I've got my levels by there. Let's just draw out the key levels. Okay. Retest level, trend defining point. So simple. That's very easy, very clean. Retest, trend defining point, right? High high has been made. Where's the higher low that caused it? Right by there. Beautiful. Okay. So now go to the 50-minute, do the exact same thing. Do we have price breaking a trend defining point? Well, yep, we've got this break above by here, making this our trend defining point. Okay, we've got this high high being made, so this is the higher low, but can you see that it's just the same as this level here? So you just add those wicks in. Okay, you keep that zone as one zone. Okay, this is the trend defining point, right? Because the wicks have overlapped each other and it's just one big fat zone. Hang on, I didn't get an alert. What the heck? Oh, thank you. I was getting so scared for him, and I thought I didn't have a stop loss on, even though it's at stop loss anyway. I was getting worried. I was like, dude, what's going on? Okay, so the trend defining point has been broken. Once that happens, I want you to forget everything to the left, and I just want you to think, okay, it's downtrend season. Okay, let's mark out our new trend defining point right by here, meaning that price, if it wants to, can go all the way back by here. Okay, all the way back by here, before going down if it wants to. Okay, so we've marked this out. This is our level. Here's another tip. If you come in the morning and you see that price has reacted to a retest level and it's pushed off, you can see this price action. If it's pushed away, if it's tapped into the level and pushed away even by a little bit, okay, what are you going to do if you see this? Okay, this is the really interesting question, okay? You start your trading session at 5:45 in the morning. Let's assume this is, sorry, you're starting at 6 a.m. Let's assume you see this, okay? Does this look like it's tapped in and pushed off or formed price action around it? Bless you, Owen. Bless you, brother. I'm doing okay. We'll go into it, the Bible bit, in a moment. I might actually extend this session a little bit because I've been properly getting deep into teaching about finding the daily bias in finding direction for the day. But I've been good, brother. How have you been? Okay, you can see that it hasn't really pushed off. It's looking poised though. It's looking poised to ping off, right? However, right, that's what you would do if this is what you saw at 5:45, okay? But if you saw this at 5:45, okay, if you saw this at 5:45, don't think to yourself what I used to think, okay, yeah, I can see, okay, prices, you know, it's looking ready, it's already tapped into it, let's wait and set our trade order. No. Don't do that. If it's tapped in and it's moved off, and this is like the first thing you see in the morning, forget about it. Just ignore it. Say it never happened. I want you to literally just delete that level and don't even look at it no more. Even if price comes back, well, you can do testing on this. Even if price comes back and forms you wick rejections, do some testing on that. Okay, if you really want to, do some testing on that. But for me, I found that I get a lot more trades losing like this, you know, as opposed to when it's poised. If it's poised, if it's like poised, ready to ping off, great. But if it's already moved off, turn it off, switch it off. Now, imagine we see something like this. Okay, so 5:45 has happened. Not only has it pushed off, you may argue, well, yeah, well, it's looking poised. But look, brother, you can see that it's formed some structure by here. So if it's pushed off and it's formed structure, ignore the entry. Just ignore it. And what you can do to yourself now, you can make your life very easy. So guess what I'm going to do? I've got my idea from the 4 hour. It's either going down or going up, right? I've got my level, I've got my thing by there. Why don't I just wait for price to break out and then I can take a trade? Isn't that like so easy? What happens? Okay. Wait. You see how there's no break? You see how there's no break? No break. Now what we're going to be doing now is waiting for something, but oh, hang on. Stop. Boom. Break above. What were we looking for? We had that idea on the 4 hour time frame. Okay. We thought to ourselves, well, price could be making a higher low right now. Okay. I can see that it's formed this structure. It's broken above this structure. We got two places we can take buys from now. Okay. We take buys from here, or we wait to get by here and then take buys. Okay. So we go by there. Okay. Remember I said we could take sells by there? This is not invalidated, in my opinion. Remember I said go and bloody test everything that I tell you. Okay. Test everything that I tell you. Don't just take my word for it. This is meant for me to give you information, and you say, okay. Now let's go and test it all and see. Okay. Oh, good to know, brother. We'll tell you what, if you're going to be sleeping, maybe I can sing some songs. Bro, I can sing you a lullaby to bed. How about that? You'll be having nightmares, mate. If I start singing to you, you'll be having nightmares, man. Okay, what happened? Price came in. Now notice, I'm going to tell you what I do for my trades. I wait for price. I set my order. I go on my phone. I set a stop order. Or I don't set it. I'm ready to set it. Price comes into the level. As soon as it taps in, set the stop order. So this is a stop order entry when it comes in. As soon as it taps into that level, I set the stop order. Stop loss, I put it below the retest level. Okay. And now I'm saying to myself, let's crack on. Okay. Go for a 1 to 4 or so. We could probably reduce that a little bit. Yeah, let's reduce it. We're going for a nice 1 to 4. Oh, hang on. What did I tell you? Took a loss. No problem. But what did I say? What was the last level we could take that trade from? Okay, you can see how price formed this. Well, to be fair, you would have done it like this, right? Let's go back. You would have taken your loss like this. Okay, if you see something like this, right? Hang on, actually, one sec. Okay, if you see something like this, where it taps in and boom, it hits your stop loss, you can say to yourself, well, actually, this level never got broken. So if you want to, you could probably extend it back like that. Okay, and then you could probably, set your trade again. Doesn't get triggered, no problem. So you delete that now, you've got an even better entry, right? You go boom. You want to go for at least 3.5 pips, right? If that's looking a bit tight for you, then just extend it a little bit. Make sure that whatever you're doing, you're feeling comfortable, right? You're feeling comfortable. All right. Where did that get triggered? Did we get triggered there? I don't think so. I don't think you got triggered. So, but then when price came back, now this is the tricky thing. Price pushed down first and then it triggered you in. Do you need to now adjust your stop loss? You can if you want to, but for me personally, because you set your trade, right? Basically, price went and did its thing, and then your trade got your set. Because that happened, you don't need to readjust it. Like, you can if you want to, but I personally don't think you need to. Okay, so that's it. You've got one trade. You're going to set a nice big fat juicy 1 to 4. Okay, you could probably set it more because you're expecting the new high to be made, right? Something I'll be teaching a lot next year when I basically prove to my, once I've got that 4-hour trading down to a T and I'm making like, crazy trades, then we can start to go into that a bit more. Okay, so you probably would have set this for like a 1 to 4 or whatever, because you're expecting the retracement, right? You're just expecting a lower retracement. Even though it had retraced, you're expecting it to exhaust even more. That's what I should have said, exhaust, right? So, took one loss on the break and retest. Fine. You took another trade, the entry by there. That worked out. But you also took the sell by there, which lost. No problem. If 1, 2, 3 of those trades get taken out, it's okay. But trade like this where you're planning for things. If you want to maybe say to yourself, which is probably what I'm going to be doing at some point, saying to myself, maybe I'm going to reduce my risk. Maybe I'm going to just choose one thing, one entry, and I'm going to sort of be okay with it. But for me, the reason I don't like that is because I know that I may need a few. I want to be in on where the market's going. I can't be in all the time, right? That's why I give myself 3 bullets. Okay? But maybe I'll change it. But for now, I'm okay. But for these ones, right? For these trades where you're expecting new 4-hour highs to be made, you could be setting your chart like, bro, this is exactly how I want to be trading. Take my trade, hold it for 20R or more, bro, right? And we do the exact same thing. Now, this is a tricky one. Does that look like a retracement? Me personally, yeah, for me it is. Why? Because this, this body close is lower than this body close. I know it's very pedantic, but for me, it's a retracement. Even though it looks like nothing, it's a retracement. We could follow that exact same process, right? At this point now, let's just start again, okay? Now, bearing in mind, this is really easy trading conditions. We should go and find out some conditions where it's not looking so easy. Okay, this trade is doing its thing, but I do need to watch out for any, just watch out for 15-minute sell structure. Okay, and if that's the case, if I get the 15-minute sell structure, I'll take one more trade, and that's my 3 trades of the day done. So I don't need to always spend them, but obviously if it comes up, like, I don't force myself to try and spend the bullets. But if I see the trade, I take the trade. Also, how is this going so far, guys? Is it all making a bit of sense? Any questions? If you've got any questions, either ask them here, or if you want some more like detailed analysis, then just you've got my email on my channel. If you go to my channel, I'll just show you on the stream now, okay? Right? You go by here. You go to the channel. You just go about, email address right by there, jbfaithandforex@gmail.com. And you can just ask whatever you want. All right? Blessings. Cool. So what are we looking at? Process, same process, exactly the same. We got our retest level. We got our trend defining point, even though it's tiny. What are we saying to ourselves? Right. Does it look overextended? Looks a bit, in my opinion. This is fine for overextension. When I see this, I'm like, sell, 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 baby. Let's go. Let's look at the 1 hour. Do I see any key levels on the 1 hour? Absolutely not. There's no key levels. Right, key levels are defined, in my opinion, by 3 ways. Dinah, I don't know how to say your name. How are you doing? You okay? Also, tell me how to pronounce your name. I don't know if it's Dinah or Dina. So yeah. Hang about. Okay. So you may say to yourself, well, how do I define a key level? I've defined it. There's 3 ways you can define a key level. Okay. By a swing high or low. By a swing high or low. Okay. By multiple wicks. Or by, you know, like a group of candles. Because sometimes you might just get like bodies like this, right? You know, like this. You might just get like 3 of them all in one place. I would just mark it as a key level. Okay, but more often than not, you're going to see them like this or like this. Okay, if you see one candle, it's not a key level. If you see something like this, okay, where you see wick rejections, okay, this is a very cool tip for wick rejections. If you see these wick rejections by here, first of all, the first thing you got to do is think to yourself, okay, hang on a minute. When I look at a wick rejection, what am I looking for? I'm looking for an area where price is failing to sort of break past, or is failing to go lower, and it's going to basically be pushing up. If I look at this, okay, are these wick rejections? If you see candles like this, right, where price is pushing up and forming wicks to the downside, then pushing up, wicks to the downside, pushing up, forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Don't even look at it. Don't even give it the time of day. Don't even give it the time of day. Just ignore it. Most of the price action you're going to be looking at, guys, I promise you, is going to be this level, that level, and then everything by there. If you're seeing World War III happen by here, bro, just forget about it. Because I've noticed, you know, we can go and plot our levels all day long. We can go on the 4 hour and do, oh, well, that's looking very, you know, trendy. You can say, well, this is a key level. This is a key level. That's a key level. I can tell you this now. Price has long gone forgotten about all those key levels, and it's just caring. All it cares about is this. Low key, even on the 5 minute, all it cares about is this. But forget the 5 minute for now. Well, maybe we'll do a course. Maybe I'll make a course on the 5 minute one day. That's definitely to be added to the list for the plans for 2026. All right. This one's doing okay. All right then, so where were we? Exhaustions, right? So you can see no key level, no swing high, no swing low. Okay, we've made this. We've got this this high by here. That's okay, but there's no lows. One candle cannot be a key level. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm jumping from a few things. Just going back onto the wick rejections. Here's a little tip. If you see, when you look at wick rejections, you've got to first say to yourself, does it look like a wick rejection? Does it look like a rejection? Okay, I'll give you an example of a wick rejection. Okay, let's delete everything. Okay, and I'll point you arrows to wick rejections. Right by here, that's a wick rejection. Okay, this candle right by there, that's a wick rejection. Okay, this candle right by here. Forget about what I just said 5 minutes ago. I'm just illustrating you the size of the candles that you should be looking for. Okay, this is a wick rejection. Looking at this is not rejection. Look at that. It's just wicks. It's just like my hair, bro. Okay, it's just like my head, right? It's not a rejection, right? It's just some shaven little thing, right? Yo, pause. All right, wick rejection, right? Right by here, wick rejection. Right by there. These are the side. This is what you're looking for, okay? What you're not looking for is this. Forget it, right? Forget it, right? Forget it, okay? Low key, might even need to forget this one too, okay? What can help you is you may want to like adjust, maybe want to size it up a little bit, and then you can really see where the wick rejections are. This is definitely going to take some practice. But like I said, it's always, things I'm telling you, 2 things you got to be aware of. Number 1, it's not a holy grail, okay? Not everything that I tell you is going to work instantly, but everything that I do tell you is what I've known. It's not the best thing in the world. It's not the thing that's going to make you billions and billions of pounds. There may be someone out there that might be better at, like, have better techniques. I'm telling you what I found that works for me, but there wouldn't be a single thing that I'm telling you which hasn't brought me success. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everything that I'm telling you is stuff that has worked for me. But what's also worked for me, the reason why it's worked for me is because I've spent almost 5 years testing different things. So the reason why I know these things is because I've seen things happen. I've literally seen them happen. I've seen it work. I've seen it not work. I've gone through hours and hours of testing, but you also need to go through testing. So I can look at markets. I could go to gold. I could see whatever I'm looking at, be able to dissect it in 2 minutes and be able to know exactly what I'm doing. You will probably not be able to see that. But trust me, when you're looking at the right things and you're taking what I'm telling you as notes for you to then sit down on a Saturday evening, Friday evening, maybe like Thursday morning, whatever you're doing, go through it. What you'll find is, I promise you, you'll take these things and be like, yo, okay, I see that work. And then the other part of it, you should also write this down or just put some notes on your computer. The other side will be when you start to do your own stuff. And the thing that really gave me so much confidence and the thing that really made me learn loads more wasn't logging trades. It wasn't plotting key levels and back testing 1,000 trades or whatever. Genuinely, the 2 things that made me learn the most in trading was sitting down and just writing something like, for example, how often in an uptrend, how often, for example, when I see this model, okay, how many times does price actually reverse? And what I did was, out of 100 times, I could see, for example, like 60 times, when I saw this model, price entered into a downtrend. I was thinking, oh, okay, that gives me confidence because I've got it backed by data, right? How many times out of 100 when price gets to a retest level, considering that we've got correct conditions, you can't look at, a big or ugly consolidation and then just see like a break and retest and be like, yo, let's log that into the book. No, because this condition is different to this condition. So make sure the conditions are correct. But when you see situations like this, you can notice instantly. Now, come on, we can see it, can't we? We can see this is clearly trending. We can see that this is clearly trending. We can see that this is clearly trending, even though we're looking at a little bit of hindsight. When you get to around this point, you can just literally start to say to yourself, okay, something just in my mind just switches. I'm just like, uptrend. Don't look at the left. I just see uptrend. I just see my trend levels. I see my current levels, and boom. Okay. So maybe we should go back to that example, but maybe I'm rambling a little bit too much. But yeah. So it's like going by here and saying how many times I've noticed that it's an uptrend. That's the condition done correctly. Okay. How many times out of 100 does price respect this level and then push off? Right? That's where you're going to learn so much. And you're going to get a lot of confidence. And then guess what? You're going to be making your own YouTube channel being like, Joe, I just learned this thing. And I'll be like, yo, and I'll be one taking notes. Teach me that. Seriously. Like that's the beautiful thing about it, is that you're going to find your own things, that's going to work for you, that no one can take that away from you, And just as another tip, when you're on this journey now, right? Honestly, stop looking at everyone else. Like, sure, learn from someone, but if you have trading friends or you're on social media, don't put your trades anywhere. Like, just hone in on yourself, because what's going to happen is, this used to affect me. I was in a community once for like 6 months because I was just so down in the dumps. Like, I was losing 24/7. I had to join a community or get a mentor. I was in this community for literally not even that long, and I managed to get funded, and my results went skyrocketed, like literally, because of the help I had. All the things that I didn't know how to do, my mentor told me what to do. But the thing that really mucked me up a little bit was when I was like learning my strategy, and I was just trading. As soon as I understood, and Dinah, you need to write this down. I hope you have already. Okay, when I understood that consistently profitable trading was nothing more than the consistent execution of a proven approach backed by data. There is nothing else that you need to do other than take those trades. I promise you, the only thing that's going to hold you back is your emotions. And sometimes you need to go through it yourself to kind of see that the way I did. But I can tell you now, consistently profitable, consistently profitable long-term trading is the consistent execution of a proven approach backed by data. So when you have that, when you have your plan and it's working out for you, let's say, for example, you screenshot this, you're in a community or you got some trading friends and you screenshot this, and maybe you want to just show the world your trade. Let's say you got a social media account. Maybe you're just trying to grow whatever. Yeah. You take your trade like this, you got your high or low entry and it goes down. And someone says, "Oh, Dinah, Dave, you didn't pay attention to that level. Oh, you didn't pay attention to this like unicorn pattern. Like make sure you learn about this next time." You might think to yourself, well, hang on a minute. Maybe I should have checked that in. And now your head's getting muddled. But if you've got that proven approach, just tell him, brother, focus on your damn strategy. Show me all the money that you're making first before you can sort of talk about this. If price retrace where you mark that previous wick by here, this level, if price retrace where you mark that previous wick, are we expecting price to retest that level, then think of which way it can go? Yeah, in some regards. When you see price at a retest level, low key, the only thing in your mind should be, I'm taking the bloody buy. I'm taking the bloody buy. Like if you have a gun to your head right now and someone says place a trade, okay, you're just thinking buys. But what I'm saying is, for my strategy, this might not work for everybody, but my strategy is like this, okay? Like let's take this for example, okay? Let's take this for example, okay? This is actually it's a perfect thing. I don't know if you can see it too clearly. This is gold, okay? And I noticed that. Look at the conditions. Just look at the conditions, bro. Like it's just like, this is like a trader's dream, This is just nice, clean, trending markets. And I know that price is likely to make higher highs. This consolidation is either going to get broken to the upside or to the downside. And I'm thinking it's going to go to the upside. But because we're in a consolidation, right? Because we're in a consolidation, price is likely to drop from the top and pump from the bottom, okay? So I say to myself, well, what's happened here? We have, at this key level, right? Price could go down, but I'm also thinking to myself, well, price could also rise. I could see the 1 hour's trending. Why wouldn't it? So I take a few options, and this might not be the best example, but for here, I literally think both things could happen. In my opinion, right now, there's not really like a more higher likelihood of something happening, because in my mind, they're both got high likelihoods of happening. This is looking poised to break out, but it's also looking poised at the key level to drop. So that's why I took my sell by here, right? I waited for basically what happened was we were by there. Price came and did this, okay? Oops, daisy. Price came in, and I'll get back to the example with the wick in a second. Price came up, okay? And it did this. I took my sell by here, and no problem, it's going to go and push up. If I get that structure, if I get price forming, something like this, where it makes another lower high, I'll take the sell again. I'll take it again because I got three options. I got three trades to take, and that's okay. However, in this scenario, right, things are a little bit different, okay? I always have 3 trades to place. Maybe in the future I'll change it to 2 or maybe 1, but for now I got 3 trades that I want to take in my trading session. And off the cuff, when I do my morning analysis, I always prioritize 2 trades for where I believe the highest likelihood is going to be where price will move. But then I also have one which is called I call it like the opposition, because it opposes the normal way. Like we got to break and retest, right? Obviously the opposition to this would be a sell. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I've seen, particularly on gold, that's why I do it with gold, maybe currencies are a bit different. Go and test this out for yourself. I will say to myself, well, okay, price is looking poised for a break and retest, but maybe on the 15-minute, if I see the structure going lower, let's say for argument's sake, I know this is, this is the worst example to take. This is New York session on NFP. Like, this is the worst place to take the to do this as an example, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, I can say to myself, well, jolly, this is the first trade of the day. I've already taken my buy by here. Let's say I've taken my buy, right? It's looking lovely. I've taken my buy, okay, but I'm also thinking that price could drop. Okay, no problem. I've taken my sell on the lower high entry, and we'll just kind of see what happens. Oh, the movement's already happened for the day, but you get the idea. Okay, if you honestly, Dinah, if you just want to take buys at break and retest, that's probably that's actually very wise. Don't think the way I'm thinking. I'm doing this because it feels good on my psychology. I'm happy to take those trades. But genuinely, if you are a disciplined and you're a patient lady and you just want to take trades that line up with structure, that line up with trends, that line up with your trend defining points, you just go ahead and do that. I promise you, you just do that. That is a very strong, way of practicing discipline, and that's a very disciplined and skilled way of trading, But let's carry on and let's say what could happen here, okay? And by the way, Dinah, if you go through the session, like you go through the video when it gets uploaded right at the beginning, and you find out all the stuff I'm saying, if you got any questions, just go ahead and just drop me an email, okay? So just to kind of recap, but finding out our direction for the day. If you haven't seen this already, Dinah, I'm going to tell you just some homework you can do. When you're going to go and backtest and do your practicing and stuff, instead of building a strategy, just trust me on this. This is one thing I would advise. I don't really say advice much, but this is one thing I would advise. Don't look at 15, 1 minute, 5, nothing. Just look at the 4-hour time frame for a period of maybe like 2 weeks. I promise you, 2 solid weeks, dedicating maybe an hour or half an hour every day or wherever you can allocate it, and just do what I'm about to tell you, right? My job as a trader is to place a trade in line with the market direction. I know that the 4-hour time frame or the higher time frames typically are more reliable, meaning that if I have a trend on the 4-hour time frame, it's more likely to remain inside its sort of structure limits, okay? Whereas on the 15-minute, you could be going like this, you could be going like that, you could be doing whatever. 4-hour time frame, usually very reliable, usually very structured, very nice, okay? I want to understand, what is the likelihood, what is the likelihood of price moving? How does the 4-hour move? Okay, well, I can see that I've got these not so great conditions. I've got where price is consolidating, so I'm going to see how price wants to react around, these levels, and I'm probably going to apportion my trades in a certain way when this is happening, okay? But I'm also going to be focusing on trend structure, okay? I've got these trend defining point levels, these retest levels. Okay, cool, I understand that. But also, what about when price is, say, forming structure within structure? What do I do? How many times does price follow this structure, okay, as opposed to these levels, okay? What if, for example, I see on the 4-hour time frame something like this? I've got my retest level, I got my trend defining point. I know that this is like the final point in which if price breaks above by here, we can sort of guarantee that it's in an uptrend. Okay, but what if I see something like this, right? Now I'm in a bit of a sticky situation. The current structure is telling me that it's going up, but I've also got this retest, meaning that price could drop here, or it could drop by here. What do I do? Well, let's see, right? Let's see how often price respects these levels, regardless of what happens. Hang on. 1 second, my bloody uncle's texting me. He always sends me like Christian stuff, you know, like he's because we have like debates on like certain things, and he's always like trying to prove me wrong and show me stuff, but it's amazing. I love it. All right then, so what do you do here? Well, we know that price is likely to drop from these levels and from these levels to remain in structure, but we also know that price is likely to respect its own structure, okay, this current structure. Like you wake up in the morning and this is what you see. Are we in a little bit of a paradox? No, you're not. What you do in this situation is you go back and see what happens in this situation, okay? I can see that price is currently trending upwards, so why would I not want to currently trend up with it? Just follow it. Do the exact same situation. You draw out your retest, draw out your trend defining point, and you just go ahead and take your trades. Now, what happens is maybe you get to buy here and you find out in your testing, I'll mark out these key levels, okay? And I will just, you know, also be aware of these current key levels, right? These immediate key levels that price is showing me. I'm going to see how the 15-minute, responds. Let me try and draw that a little bit clearer, okay? I'm going to see how the 15-minute responds by here. As price gets up, I can say that, well, we could react to there. Oops, daisy. We could react by here. We could react by there. So let's just see what the 15-minute is talking about. Let's see, or let's first, before we even bring the 15-minute involved, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens on the 4-hour, okay? You get a pen and paper out, or even better, you get an Excel spreadsheet, and you just do 5 scenarios a day. 5 scenarios a day where you draw out your spreadsheet, right? You may, for example, say this is my 4-hour testing, my structure. Let's say, for example, you get out your general rules, you know, how you're going to draw your key levels, how you practice drawing out the trend defining points, whatever you feel comfortable with, right? Maybe you want to practice drawing out these levels. Maybe you want to practice drawing out these levels amongst your current levels. So let's just go ahead and do that, to be fair. Enough with the chatting now. Let's just go ahead and do it. If I'm just kind of overloading you with information, I'm sorry, guys. All right, then. How much time do I have before I could set a trade by there? I'm going to need to maybe set some levels, set some limits, some alerts. Because price, if it wants to, could just come crashing down. But then, actually, yeah. Okay. 1 second, let me write some notes. Okay. So yeah, just you guys want some information on what I'm doing. I can see that the 1 hour has come down by here. It's pushed up to this level. Okay, I was going to take a trade down by here, expecting the exhaustion. However, if price does retrace, we got 15 more minutes. If it does retrace, it means that this would be confirmed consolidation, and therefore that trade would get nullified. So it's all good. It's easy, simple. Okay, so let's start out with marking our key levels. We've identified that clearly price is in an uptrend. Okay, if you even want to go a little bit sort of, maybe you wake up in the morning and you want to do this process like really slowly, really diligently. What you do to find the trend defining point, the really simple way is just to kind of zoom out a little bit and just see, has price made a lower low? Because if we know that price, or a higher high somewhere, actually let me reword that. You need to find a place where clearly like a lower low has formed or a higher high has formed, so that you can easily find any old trend defining point, and then you can go and work your way around it. So I'll just do this for you right now. So I can see immediately, because I can see that we've had this low by here, I notice so quickly that, oops, daisy, right? You see that candle close below? Fantastic. Lower low confirmed, right? Meaning that this is a trend defining point. This candle broke above, so this trend defining point now comes down by here, okay? Because remember, that's the process, right? So I'm going to ignore this retest level. So all I'm looking at is this level by here, right? So price has swapped over because it broke above by here. Price is now formed into an uptrend, right? I'm going to wait and see when price makes a new higher high. You can see by there, okay, we can see by there it broke above. So I'm going to go to the lowest higher low that caused that higher high. It's right by here. But because when I check to the left, I can see these wicks, we're going to go ahead and just draw that in like so. Okay. Now price makes, it drops, forms a high, makes a new higher high. Okay. So clearly we can see that this is our new trend defining point right by there. And when we get a new trend defining point, when we see that there's no wicks, it's a, you know, it's simple, it's easy. Old one gets deleted. Remember I said, once we go to a new step, we just forget the step before us. Okay. We can see that price forms this higher high. Yeah, that's okay. Do we have a new higher high being made? So yeah, do we have a new, actually this is getting a bit confusing by there. Let's go ahead and just do that for a minute. Or let's just do this and then we'll go back to that by there. That's probably better. Okay. So this is what we do. Right. So we noticed that higher high was made. Cool. This is our trend defining point. Okay. Is that a high? Remember I told you, you have to have 2 candles for a retracement, and that's not anything. That's just one candle mucking about. On the 1 hour though, it is. But don't start getting confused with like, oh, but on the 4 hour it's not a high. On the 1 hour it's a higher high, and not a low key. Just forget that for now, and just focus on this. And what we're doing is just practicing reading the chart. Okay. So price came up. Okay. Boom. Caused this retracement. And did it break above? Yes, it did. So where is our trend defining point? Right? Boomski. Right by there. Even though it's tiny. So if price breaks below this, then the trend is confirmed, right? Where's our new trend defining point? You got it, right back there. So now because price has broken lower, we're going to basically wait for price to do its thing. Okay. Do we get a new lower low? Okay. So price came here, formed this low. Notice it reacted to this level just because you've ignored the previous trend defining point doesn't mean that you just ignore key levels. Okay. Forget the key level stuff for now. You know, obviously price will move from key levels, but this is just to show you how to draw those levels out. Okay. So let's, to be fair, let's go back and take it a little bit slower. Okay. So just ignoring the key levels for now. We're just getting our stuff done. Okay. So downtrend. So this is our trend defining point. Notice we just want to figure out the trend defining point. Just so this can give you an idea of drawing trends and understanding trends. It might take you a hot minute, but trust me, with time, it'll make sense. Okay. Now this is funky. What do we do here? Where's our trend defining point, right? Remember I said we're going to mark our overall ones. Okay. This would be the overall level. You want to be able to draw out price like this initially. Firstly, you just want to focus on this. Okay. And then we can start focusing on all these other little levels. Okay. So just draw it out like this first. Okay. And that is this level right by there. Okay. That is that level right by there. We're not going to focus on all this stuff in between. Maybe I can do another piece on that. Let's wait and see. So this is our trend defining point, because when we go back, we're finding the highest lower high that caused that lower low. That might make a little bit of, that might not make sense, but let me just show you something. When we make a new lower low, okay, and we see something like this, right? Okay. When we make a new lower low, right, like this, it's the highest lower high that caused that lower low. So what we got to do is go back and see, okay, here is a lower high, okay, but then here's a lower high. Which of those is the highest lower high? Okay, it should stick out to you that it's that one. As the same way you just go back. Don't start thinking, well, what about this one? No, because this caused that. What this is looking at, this whole scenario by here, is just this. If we start from here, price came up, went like this, broke above, came down, did this, came back up, and then broke. Okay? So, you just, where price made this, I kind of like, Loki might have confused, that might have confused things a little bit. So yeah, you go back and you basically see where is the, hang on a second, brother. Oh, wait, hang on a second. We might have made a little bit of a stinky error. There we go. Cool. All right then, so scrap everything that I just said, right? Price made that low, came down by here, oops a daisy. Price made that low, came up, formed this, and then broke lower. So yeah, ignore me what I said about that level, it's this one right by here, okay? Because when you draw it out like this, it actually makes a lot more sense. You see what I did there? I made an error thinking that this was the trend defining point. But when you draw things out like so, when you see that break, okay, and you draw out what happened, price came up and did this, boom. Where's the lowest, sorry, the highest lower high that caused it? Right by there. Does that make sense? Apologies for that. But does that make sense? I cleared up that little misconception, okay? Well, not a misconception, it's my own bloody error. All right. To be fair, this is quite tricky market conditions, right? You'll find, there we go. When you see things like this, more often than not, it's just consolidating, and we'll just, you know, we don't want to get caught up. Sometimes you don't want to get caught up in the really tiny fine stuff, but just to kind of practice it, okay? Just to practice it. So there we go. There's that done, right? So price broke above, new trend defining point, right? The overall trend defining point right by there. So where price made that high, find the highest, higher low. Well, to be fair, that's not a higher low, but you get my drift. The reason why we mark that level out, simply whenever we have a break of the trend defining point, this is the new trend defining point. That's that level, okay? You can also draw this level in as well. This is also valid, but for now, we're just focusing on looking at price like this. We're not worried about all the internal levels. All right, cool. So that's pretty much the exercise that you're going to be carrying out. Let's just double check. Okay, we're looking good by there. Ouch, my neck. All right then, so where were we? We were by here. What would I do in this situation? What would I do? I would say to myself, well, I've got 3 bullets. First thing I want to do is double check my levels, wicks to the bodies, 3 candle rule, double check to the left. Do we have any wicks? That looks nice and reasonable for me. That looks decent. Me personally, I'm also going to go ahead and mark this level in by here, but I'm going to ignore that big, fat, massive wick because I just don't include them. For some reason, I've just found that price doesn't really respect them levels when it's a massive wick. However, when I go into the 1 hour time frame, I may be able to go and double check that, but that's, to be fair, I wouldn't do that because when I'm looking at the 1 hour, I don't care about these levels so much. I just focus on what's in front of me. So focusing on what's in front of me, what can I see? Price has come down, it's come up. So there's definitely a key level right by here. We'll draw that there. We'll draw that by here. And when I go to the 15 minute, there we go. I can maybe extend that a little bit. All right. I think maybe we'll add this as well. Okay. Just to add that wick. So, yeah, it's okay. When I start getting into my mind, like really trying to triple check everything and overthinking, that's when I just stop. Just forget about it. Just keep your brain as simple and chilled as possible. So 15 minute now. Okay. Well, I can see price is sort of in the middle of this. Where's my priority? Well, my priority is going to be to the upside because I can see clearly price is at this key level and I'm expecting price to bounce up. The opposition is that price could say F you and just do whatever it wants to do and smash down by there. So we're going to take 1 trade in that direction, but then 2 trades in our priority, which is to the upside. Okay. 1 hour level is all drawn up clearly. The reason why we draw them is that we don't want to get caught up, caught with our pants down and the market's going to slap us on both cheeks. We want to be informed. We want to be clued up because if we see like a 15-minute sentiment shift in any of those levels, then we can definitely take those trades. And we also need to be aware of when the 1 hour is consolidating. So again, we don't get caught with our pants down and the market slaps us on both cheeks. So what are we going to do here? Well, let's go ahead and look at the 15-minute time frame. What can I see? Does it look like it's clearly trending? In my opinion, it doesn't. It looks like it's in the middle of something, and it just looks a little bit undecided. So I'm going to keep this by here. Oh, reminds me, I was going to talk about something about wick rejections. I'm going to put a note in here. Because the color of the candles of the wick rejections makes a difference. In a weird way. It does. I don't know why, but it does. Okay. Actually, keep that there. What am I doing? All right. So, the opposition was that price is going to be going down. If I see the 15 minutes starts to clearly trend, like I can start to see it now. Okay, we got a low. It's broken lower. Let's see what happens. I'll take my buy. If I find any 15-minute, if I find any sentiment to the upside, I'm taking the buy. Okay, but hang on a minute before I do that. Price came down by here. Okay, I would take this buy. Let me see if that would have triggered, because I'm just expecting price from the 4 hour to just smash up. That's just what I'm expecting. Okay, so let's be honest and be like, well, would we have got triggered into that trade? Let me check on the 1 minute. I don't know, it looks like it just crashed in and didn't trigger me in, so I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt and just say we didn't. But low key, you saw me do it before, I would have definitely taken a buy by here. Okay, and this is all because I had that 4 hour expectation. I saw the signal, it broke above, it came back down by here to retest this level. This triggered. Oh gosh, hang on. Now, would that have triggered me in first? Was that news? Monday, 6th of May. Should we double check? Oh, not 2025. Wait, what? Let's just go back. Was there news? There was no news. So you can do that sometimes. If you're back testing, you can double check. Was there news? Was there not any news? So there was no news there, but let's just see what happened. Right. Price came down. Did it trigger us in? I think it did. We're being really honest. Okay. We would have come in by there, right? Because price would have tapped in and then gone up, and then we would have got triggered for a stop loss, and then what would have happened? Okay. To be honest with you, this is looking kind of grim, right? Because we could also see that price had come up, come down, up again, back down. It's clearly consolidating. So we're not going to be taking any buys in here, because we can see now that the 1 hour is confirmed that it's in a consolidation, right? At this point, we hadn't had that confirmation. When price came down by here, actually, to be fair, to be honest with you, once we got by there, low key it did, even though it doesn't look super clean, it definitely came up and then came back down. But for me, these are a little bit tricky, to be fair. There's probably a little bit more information that I want to gather on this, but can I consider this to be a consolidation if I just see one big wick? I don't know. That might be one for the Holy Spirit to guide me on that one. Maybe, if I'm being honest, maybe I'd say to myself, what would be the most disciplined option? If I saw this, what would be the most disciplined option? And the option would be not to take the trade. So it's probably likely we shouldn't take the trade there. Okay. So we can delete that on the basis that the 1 hour is consolidating, right? Although, what's also really funny, it's getting all confusing now, to be fair. Let's just forget about this and wait for price to break out. Because when price action just looks really grim, low key. Oh, hang on. 50 minutes starting to clearly trend. Oh, there we go. No entry by there. So price came in by there, did its thing. As it broke above, we're starting to get clearly trending. I probably would have been able to take a trade by here I think at this point, it would have been clear for me that price is clearly trending. If price is clearly trending in a consolidation, I can take the trades, right? But as you can see, it's got, 4 p.m. I don't trade at 4 p.m. And let's keep on going. All right. What are we looking at? Go back to 6 a.m. GMT. Okay. We're back at that key level again. I think it's gone 1, 2, 3. For me now, the 4 hour for me is consolidating. So you can confirm a consolidation by when you see this. If you see price go 1, 2, as it's coming down, you mark that key level, it's confirmed consolidation. Okay, and you can expect to take trades. Sometimes you might get a situation like this where it could look like that. For me, I would also class this as a consolidation. It's not always perfect. I guess this is down to some testing, but the best thing is when price, really just comes up and then boom, comes back down. Something that I call the 1, 2, 3 rule. Yeah, the 1, 2, 3 rule, because it goes 1, 2, 3, right? There we go. Similarly for the downtrend, it goes 1, 2, and let's say it's moving by here. It's not confirmed, but I'm marking the key level, and if it gets there, it's confirmed. So let's say, for example, I get the evidence that I want to take a buy from here, but I can see we got one more step to fulfill this 1, 2, 3 rule. Then I will basically look to take my trades out by here because it's confirmed consolidating. So therefore, I don't want to hold it like up by there. Maybe in some situations you can, but yeah. I feel like I'm digressing a little bit from like the daily bias. I'm kind of just showing you, there's so many different things, okay? What did I say at the start? We got trends, key levels, wick rejections. Okay, we'll talk about the wick rejection thing now. For some reason, I don't know why. For some reason, if you see, perfect example, if you see this, okay, let's say, for example, you're expecting price to move from these wick rejections, okay, to the upside, okay? When we move to the upside, we're expecting bullish, and the color of bullish is green. If you see a bunch of wick rejections and you're expecting price to ride to the upside, for some reason, if they're all bearish wick rejections, I'm like, for some reason, it doesn't really hold super reliable. Similarly, if you are seeing bullish candles, right, and they're all green wicks, all of these wick rejections are all green wicks, okay, and you're expecting your trade to go to the downside, for some reason these don't hold a lot of weight. So what I do is, if I'm looking for a buy from wick rejections, I got to see at least a bullish candle, which we did get by there, to be fair, but sometimes you do get caught up, sometimes you do just get that bit of unfortunate whatever. Similarly with these candles, right, I want to see at least a bearish candle. If I just see them, all of them green, if I see them, all of them red, okay. But now, for example, let's see, I want to get trades to the downside and all of these are red. I'm putting my life savings on it. I'm putting my life savings on it. Similarly, if they're all to the downside, okay, not literally life savings, but you get what I'm saying. If I see loads of bullish wick rejections, I'm confident. Again, doesn't always happen, but sure. The psychology behind the wick rejections, to be fair, I don't know. My guess is that whenever we see like bearish wick rejections, well, firstly, wick rejections are showing us that price is failing to break past a certain level. Okay, so this will be, whenever you see wick rejections, you're always going to see something like this on the lower time frames. Like let's say you see wick rejections like this on the 4 hour, on the 50 minute or the 5 minute, you're just going to see this. Okay, all of that. right? So they offer you good places to take double tops or triple bottoms. Sorry, triple tops and double bottom. Bro, double tops, double bottoms, triple tops, triple bottoms. What are those? A double top is this. Boom, and then down. Triple top is just like it, but with 3 tops. And obviously, double bottom, you get the gist. Okay? Something you can add to the testing. So, sometimes, Dave, you get all of the evidence, and everything looks juicy, looks wavy gravy. If you were like this, okay, you see this happen, and you say, okay, wick rejection, no problem. Okay, bullish. For me, I would look at this and think, very nice, very, very nice. You see price came down by here. You got your double bottom entry. You do this, right? Set everything looking wavy gravy. Go for your 1 to 3. Let's say, obviously, I'm not considering the 4 hour at this moment in time. I'm not considering the 1 hour. I'm just saying hypothetically, because obviously there are factors at play which we need to be aware of, like such as this 4 hour key level. But hypothetically, you've done all your analysis, and you just say to yourself, okay, this is lining up. Okay, let's say it's in line with the trend. I've got this confirmation, that confirmation, wick rejections. Now it's time to set the trade, and you just get this. You just set. Don't start looking for answers. If you've tested that approach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bang, and you get something like this, something that just invalidates all of the theory stuff, the textbook trades, just forget about it. It is what it is. It is what it is. The institutions, they just wanted to take you out. But in this particular example, the reason why I'm a big advocate of, really solid price action. So this is quite funny. You know how we were, dealing with this situation. When we notice this as a consolidation, what we're going to do obviously is draw out our key levels. Okay. And when we notice that price is at a key level, there is a very simple truth that when price is at a key level and it's going to react to it, it's also likely it will get to the next key level, right? When we have a consolidation, we got to include these lows. I wouldn't usually include them if it was trending, such as this. Let's say, for example, we were like, I don't know, let's say we were doing this. Okay. I'm obviously going to include this because it's a recent level, but for whatever reason, I'm not going to include that one. I'm not going to include that either. But if we're in a consolidation and let's say price is doing like this, okay, then I'm going to be marking out all of them, right? Well, to be fair, I'll make my life easier. If I'm by here and I'm expecting price to be rising, the only levels that can mess me up, in my opinion, are the highs. So I'll just go ahead and mark out the highs. Yep. I'll mark out there, mark out there, mark out there, mark out there, and obviously the major ones. Okay. What I don't go and do is mark out the retest levels, etc., because that only really works in the thingy. But anyway, back to your point. So there are factors at play. That's why it's important to have a strategy that goes around sound price action, not just wick rejections in the middle of nowhere. Because in that example, the reason why this, there's a lot of momentum to the downside is because a lot of orders picked up at this level, right? And, it's reacted to this level by here. So that's it. But generally, go and test it. Generally, if you, for example, let's say, for example, you're seeing something like this, okay? And you're expecting an exhaustion trade, and you just see bullish green candle, bullish wick rejection, bullish wick rejection, bullish wick rejection, and you see no bearish wick rejections. Low key, what happens is, especially if the wicks are looking like this, where they're getting like bigger and bigger, what's actually happening on the 5 minute is that it's doing this. Like it's looking like it's going up. So you just got to bear that in mind, okay? And that's definitely something for you to test, okay? What are we looking at by here? It's looking fine. Okay. So yeah, I guess we can probably wrap up here, right, with just a few more things, because it's not going to be like a one session. It's not going to be like you're not going to get everything from this, but you are going to definitely take stock from this and be able to go and right, exactly, bro. Like, yes, sure, yeah, it is. Me personally, yeah, I don't. It is a triple top. 4 hour triple top, 1 hour triple top. But this, if you're looking at this though, looking at this level, that's not a triple top. But I know what you're looking at. I think I do anyway. You go in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sure. By here, 1, 2, 3. Triple bottom. Yeah. Okay, so going back to the price action stuff, it's the thing that I focus a lot on. Okay, where were we? We were by here, consolidation. Okay, let's just kind of consolidate, everything. Trends, understanding trends. That's really important. Understanding trends, understanding the key levels, understanding the trends within trends. Okay, understanding where is price more likely to follow. And that's something that you should pay a lot of attention to and do some testing on. And I promise you'll have a lot better understanding. Looking at price, okay, this is really where you're going to gain, not that circled stuff, but this is where you're really going to be able to be able to understand your bias for the day. Being able to look at price and see what is it doing? What's been happening? Where is it? Where is the trend? Where are the key levels? Where is the trend defining point? What is it doing? So you would say, for example, right? You would say, like, you come in the morning, 4 hour is in an uptrend, currently consolidating. Okay. Currently consolidating. Double check your key levels. Key levels all marked. We got our retest level. We've got our trend defining point level. We've even got our current TDP, which is by here. Okay, because price could mark by there. Okay. What could happen? What are the possibilities? Okay. Well, it's likely that price, to be fair, when we talk about likelihood in the long run, it's likely that price will push up. But currently at this moment in time, it's consolidating. Okay. Could price retrace? Yes, it could. What could happen? Could price form a higher low? What could happen? You just make it so simple for yourself, right? You make it really simple for yourself and you just pair all of these things together. Okay, if it's currently consolidating, then follow that. Just follow whatever it's doing. If it's poised for a break and retest, follow that, okay? Now, another thing is, what are you going to do in a situation like this where you see that price has broken lower and it's in this consolidation, but it's also in an uptrend? Well, personally, what I'm doing is, I'm saying to myself, well, it looks like the evidence is stacking up that it's going down, but at some point the evidence could shift, right? The 15-minute could shift. I know that this is a key level, so let's just go ahead and do that, right? Consolidation. Let's take our trades, right? What time is that? Okay, that's 6 p.m. We can't take that trade. Okay, amazing. What's happened here? Well, let's start again. We have got the retest level where price could, if it wants to at some point, just ping off to the upside. Okay, let's do that. That looks lovely jubbly. Okay, I've got my thingy by there. I've also got this by here. I've also got this retest level by there. This is where you're going to have to start chopping up your levels because it gets a little bit hard to read. Okay, it might get a little bit much. Okay, but I'm saying to myself, well, price could drop by here. Okay, it could react to this retest level. So my situation right now is I'm thinking to myself, well, price is in the 4 hour level, so I'm going to prioritize that. But I'm also seeing that it's bearish. Okay, can I get an entry by here? All right. Hang on. Okay. That was a loss. Take another trade right by here. That's unfortunate. So it took us out for a stop loss. But I'm thinking to myself, well, I have no idea what to do here. I'd probably just go and enter again. And thank the Lord I did, because it would have given us a nice juicy profit. Well, maybe not too much, but you know, it's enough. 2 hours not too bad. Could we get a 3 hour? Do you reckon, brother? He's doing whatever. Right, we start again the next day. We take 3 losses there, start again the next day. And just keep on going. But when you hone in on those truths, things get much, much easier. Oh, so focusing on trends, focusing on key levels, focusing on price action, focusing on wick rejections, focusing on all these things, right? It will be able to give you a good understanding, right? But I'm going to log off by there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please send me some emails. I probably could have explained things a lot better, but I'm definitely learning. If there's any questions, just please send me some emails. We're going to go again tomorrow. Maybe we can touch up a little bit more on this. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. And just know, the thing is, one of the things about trading that is really truthful, if you understand something, right, and you really understand it, and you've got all the data to back it up, then just hone in on that. You know, like, I don't profess to have all of the answers. I don't have the best strategy. And the thing is, you don't need to have all the answers. What you do need, though, genuinely, is a solid understanding of price action. It doesn't have to be the right way, the best way, this way, that way, his way, the most popular way, so long as you understand it. And more importantly, so long as the things that you are learning or carrying out has a positive expectancy. So what I'm saying is, if taking 15-minute trades here gives you a positive expectancy, then take those trades. If you draw this structure out and you have a positive expectancy of taking trades that are in line with the current structure, despite the overall trend being to the upside, then go ahead. See you later, Owen. Then go ahead and take those trades. The biggest sort of factor of your success is going to be, in all of these scenarios that you see, how many times out of 100 has it worked out for you? How many times out of 100 has this particular situation worked out? Okay, and then you go even a step further to make sure all these things I've tested, have I made sure that they've been super in line with my plan, like everything has been tested perfectly? If that is the case, right, and you've got all the answers there, then you just keep on going, baby. And don't let anyone tell you, do this, do that. If you got a working strategy, all you need to do there is just keep on executing it. So, just to kind of wrap up, look at how price moves. Are we trending? If we are, where is price going? Are we exhausting? If we are, where is it going to exhaust to? Are we going to plan for our higher lows? Is price in a consolidation? Is price trending, to the downside whilst it's inside of a trend? What is going on? Are we consolidating? Did I say that already? Have we hit a key level? There's a lot of things, but for now, just maybe take a couple things and just work with that, right? So without further ado, I'm gonna go off now because I've got to get to work. God bless you and love you all. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you all. Actually, before we finish, let's pray. Before we finish, oh Father, thank you so much for an amazing session. Lord, I pray you give me more wisdom and more clarity of mind to be able to teach in a way which can probably be a lot simpler. Lord, this is definitely new to me. And you know my heart, I'm doing my best, Lord, but I just pray that your Holy Spirit comes down more and fills me more, so I get more wisdom and more strength and more knowledge. Lord, I pray for the people who've been watching this stream, and all the people who are going to watch it, and all the people who have yet not to watch it, or even if they don't ever watch it, Lord, I pray that you bestow the spirit of peace upon them, and they are able to relax, they are able to remove, you remove any anxiety from their life. Lord, I pray in the name of Jesus that they grow in wisdom, they grow in knowledge. Lord, I pray by the power of your Holy Spirit that they will bring increase to their life. Lord, I pray that you just remove the fog from their eyes, whether it's on the trading or if it's in our daily life, Lord. Lord, I pray that you open the eyes of my heart so I can see you more. Lord, I pray that you give us more courage. Lord, I pray you give us more strength to obey you, Lord. Lord, I pray you give us more knowledge of who you are. Lord, I love you with all my heart, and I thank you to the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done for me, Lord. And I know you've been blessing all these wonderful people. Lord, you've guided them to me for a reason, Lord, and I just pray, Lord, I know by the power of your Holy Spirit, Lord, it will be fruitful for them, Lord. Lord, I know it will be. So I thank you for that, Lord. I thank you for all these people who are watching, Lord. I thank you for Dave. I thank you for Dinah. I thank you for Owen. I thank you for the other guy. I can't remember your name, Martel, maybe. And for all you who may be watching at the end, Lord, I thank you for all of them. Lord, please continue to bless them. Please continue to bless them and protect their families, and just keep them safe, Lord, as I know you will, as you're going to keep me safe on this day and make it very fruitful for me. And I pray this all in the name of Jesus. Our Heavenly Father, I love you so much. Amen. 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 Amazing. Wowzers. All right then, so let's crack on and have an absolutely fantastic day. This trade is likely going to, oh, funny enough, I haven't even set a TP. How funny is that? Let me go and set that now. And we can go about our business. We can go and relax for the day. And yeah, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. Please email me. I think I've said this a million times, but please send me an email if anything is unclear, or if tomorrow you want some more understanding. I really pray that I've done a good job. And yeah, test everything, guys. Okay, seriously, don't just take my word for it. I'm not that amazing. Okay, I am prone to making mistakes and I don't have all the answers, but I can promise you this. Everything that I teach you has worked for me. Okay.